Welcome inside Labatt Memorial Park, London Majors Baseball here on Majors TV.
Majors win! The Majors walk it off!
We're doing great. I feel amazing.
Hit well to left field. Going back. Do you believe it? He's hit it out. Arching towards third. Here's the relay from Hernandez. Not in time.
Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to Labatt Memorial Park, the home of the London Majors. I'm your host, Evan Frederickson. We got a great matchup here for you this evening between the visiting Guelph Royals and the London Majors. The Royals looking for their first win of the season here tonight. They've started 0-2, while the London Majors are 2-1. They're hoping to bounce back from a tough 7-4 loss to the Kitchener Panthers. But without further ado, it's time for some baseball. We'll send it up to Justin Koehler and Owen Taylor. Gentlemen.
Thanks so much, Evan. Welcome, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Labatt Memorial Park. Very happy to have you here with us today. Owen Taylor, Justin Koehler. Just heard from Evan Frederickson there. Really happy to have you here with us today. Really good matchup on deck. We'll get one big thing out of the way, though. We are running into a bit of technical problems. It's been quite an eventful evening up here in the booth before the game's even gotten going, so make sure to bear with us. We appreciate all the support as we kind of battle through some of those, and we'll keep you updated as that continues. In any case, Owen, should be a really, really fun matchup between these two teams today.
Yeah, it should be. And I mean, London has been pretty strong to start the season. I mean, back-to-back wins to start. The loss last night to Kitchener, which Kitchener has been really good as well this season, so there was no surprise on who would win that game. Guelph, on the other hand, has struggled a little bit. Only 3 runs in their 2 games, giving up 26 in that last weekend. So looking for their first win, looking for a little bounce back as well. London looking for the same thing.
Yeah, it was a tough one. I was talking to Rube Chandler at GM co-owner before the game, and he was talking about that loss to Kitchener just yesterday, and definitely a bit of a tough one. He was just talking about how the teams had really good hits. They were very comparable, but it all came down to the timeliness of those hits, and that was the big difference maker between a loss and a win there for sure. So as we start getting this game going, we've looked a little bit at that past game. Let's talk a little bit about the pitching matchup for today. It should be a really good one between Jacob Cush and Travis Keys. Oh, and what do you have to tell us about these two pitchers right now?
Travis Keys, he was pretty solid in his start on Sunday. In his 4 2/3 innings, only giving up 3 runs versus the Red Sox. Jacob Cush, however, gave up 7 runs, in his 3 1/3 in relief in the season opener in Chatham. This is his first start of the year. It's only his second appearance.
Well, and the numbers aren't really in his favor right now, but Jacob Cush, at the end of the day, a great pitcher. Rube Chanderdad said he's really looking forward to this pitching matchup between Keys and Cush. It should be really good. Very even in terms of their approach, their dynamics over on the mound, and we'll see how it plays out in today's game. Without further ado, as we start really getting some of the pregame going, I had the chance to talk with a few players before the season got underway, and let's just jump into a conversation I was able to have with Jarrett Burney in this week's episode of Clubhouse Conversations.
Burney drives this one left center field gap. After it goes Zijo into a dive. Can't come up with it. It'll roll all the way to the wall. Burney around second, charging towards third. Here's the relay from Hernandez. Not in time. It's a triple for Jarrett Burney. And the Majors are in business here in the 6th.
How important would you say it is to have kind of similar skills from one player to the next to the next? How does that dynamic kind of change the outlook of the team?
I mean, I think it's a big part of the team that Rube wants to become. He wants a lot of guys that can run the bases well, put the ball in play. If we can just bounce off of each other of how we play and just moving guys over and getting runs in is going to lead to a successful season.
Obviously, there's a lot of fresh faces, a lot of new people on this team, especially with the jump in leagues. But for you, in your case, you actually have at least one familiar face that you know of. Tucker Zadunik, you played with, I believe, back in university. Yep. How nice is it coming to a new team, to a new spot, and at least having one person that you have somewhat of a connection to right off the get-go?
Yeah, it makes a whole lot of a difference, especially with him already being here. It helps me get easier to blend with everybody else, just knowing through Tucker and everything like that.
On that note, day one, first practice, how was it getting to know the guys? How was that team chemistry almost right from the get-go?
Oh, it was nice. Like, even like you said, a bunch of new faces and everything, but 4 returners or however many we have, they just make it easier for everybody to come together and blend together because, you know, they're pretty outgoing and outspoken, so it's easy to get friends with them.
Is there anyone in particular that you've kind of clicked with so
Skylar,
far?
probably.
Sky, that sounds about right. He's such an outspoken, just lovely guy to talk to. How important would you say team chemistry is in what develops into a successful or a not so successful team throughout a season?
Oh, it's everything, especially in baseball, because, you know, baseball is a tough sport. Somebody picking you up from getting a hit or the pitcher picking you up from an error or something like that, it's everything in baseball.
Is there anything that you personally have been working on getting closer to this season?
I'd say my speed. Maybe try to add a little bit of power here and there. But I mean, speed's kind of like the main thing right now that I wanted to work on, just so I can get out here and kind of run around a little bit.
And so kind of last but not least, just as we're wrapping up the conversation, I know there's a lot of excitement building. A lot of Londoners are really excited to tune into this season. Is there any message that you have, anything that you'd like to say to the London crowd, the home team crowd, as we get the season underway?
I just expect some really good baseball, expect a lot of fun, good atmosphere out here, because I think the team's going to be ready to play when it comes down to it.
Wicked. Awesome.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we colliding.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Shine on.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza, using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
Stand out this season with the Jersey Acrylic Trophy, starting at just $15.95. Fully customizable with your team's logo, colors, and player details, and double-sided for twice the impact. A custom plate can be attached to the base for personalized engraving on each trophy. Great for player recognition. Ideal for keeper awards, participation trophies, or end-of-season celebrations. Order yours today at nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
Welcome back here to Labatt Memorial Park. We're still just a couple minutes away from getting this game going between the London Majors and the Guelph Royals. Going to be a whole lot of fun, lots of excitement. Thanks so much for tuning into us on what's kind of turned into a bit of a cloudy and brisk evening here in London, Ontario. See if that has any sort of an impact on the matchup today.
Yeah, it might, honestly, if I am being honest. The last couple of games have been a little bit warmer for London. Of course, the colder weather, almost like the 2 exhibition games we had. And you see not much of a power to these hitters as well. So look to see more balls down and more singles than doubles and homers.
We'll see how it all ends up paying out. I know, especially for the pitching side, it can sometimes take an inning or two to really get properly warmed up. I know last week's game was also a little bit brisk. Everyone's starting to really look forward to that sun, the heat. Both sides, I think, would say that across the board. And so as we're getting ready for today's matchup to get going, let's take a look at what you can expect in the lineup cards here. We'll start with the Guelph Royals. Owen, what can we expect in the lineup today?
Expect a little bit more contact than there is power here, Justin. And the lineup, the offense has not had their spark just yet. They're still looking for that through their 2 games, only scoring 3 just this past weekend. So look to see them try and improve on their game and try and get back to what they had, especially last year.
Well, they definitely have a lot of damage. The Guelph Royals did hurt the Majors in quite a few games last season. There were a couple tough ones throughout. And so just jumping into that Guelph Royals lineup, we've got Ryan Dos Santos, Marcos Castillo, Miguel Geraldo, Liam Williamson. He'll be over at first base. Garrett Takamatsu has been a big hitter in this one. Davis Nadal, J.D. Williams, Matthew Ward, and Drew Donaldson. So we're just about to jump into the national anthem here, so we'll bring you right back in just a moment. We'll send you to a quick commercial break here. You're listening to London Majors Baseball here on Majors TV.
Get ready, Chatham Kents. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent, all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham Kents, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza, using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we colliding.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Stand out this season with the Jersey Acrylic Trophy, starting at just $15.95. Fully customizable with your team's logo, colors, and player details, and double-sided for twice the impact. A custom plate can be attached to the base for personalized engraving on each trophy. Great for player recognition. Ideal for keeper awards, participation trophies, or end-of-season celebrations. Order yours today at nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
And welcome back to Labatt Memorial Park. That was one of the most adorable national anthems I've seen in quite a while. That was very, very sweet. So we're just getting ready to jump into this one here. We kind of plowed through it pretty quick ahead of that national anthem. So, Owen, let's go a bit more in depth on the Guelph Royals lineup here that we can expect today.
Yeah, of course, Justin. Again, as I said, haven't had the same spark as they did last year. Obviously trying to get back into it. Garrett Takamatsu, their star player, has actually had a pretty good start to the season. 4 hits in his first 6 at-bats. However, only about 3 or 4 of these guys in this Royals lineup with an average over 300 so far. Look for them to try and get the keys early. That's what Brantford did back on Sunday. And if they're able to pressure Keys early on, able to get him into a bit of a higher pitch count, and they should be able to do some damage here.
I can almost guarantee that that is the mindset of both these teams right now. I talked to Koehler and General Manager Roop Chandradat before the game, and he had that exact same message on how the Majors lineup should end up tackling Kush on the mound today. He said he's got a lot of good stuff. Again, pointed to a lot of similarities between Kush and Keys in this one, and he said the big secret will be the Majors trying to get to that bullpen as fast as they can. We'll see how it pays off. I know, like I said, both these teams are pushing for the same exact thing. I think every team that's ever played baseball is realistically pushing for that exact same message, but we'll see how it plays out here today. Just to go down the Guelph Royals lineup and positionally as well, Ryan Dos Santos will be leading off. He'll be in left field for this one. Marcos Castillo is in right. Miguel Geraldo in the 3 spot. He'll be over at second base. Liam Williamson at first. Garrett Takamatsu, the designated hitter for this one. You mentioned him there. He's had some really, really good pop in his bat so far this season. Davis Nadal over at short. J.D. Williams will man center today. Matthew Ward, the catcher for today. And Drew Donaldson, he'll be over at third base. And so without further ado, it looks like we're going to jump right into the action here. The game about to get underway. Travis Keys on the mound. Before we get too far, we'll go through the umpires for today's game. Crew chief over at first base, that's Rob Stevenson. The home plate umpire, James Deacon. And then manning third, that's Hayden Moore. So with that called strike, we are officially underway for this game between the London Majors and the Guelph Royals.
one thing to look for Travis Keys is he's really going to pound that strike zone early. He knows that Guelph will definitely be aggressive with him. He wants to be as aggressive as possible as well. And we know Travis Keys isn't a big of a strikeout guy. He's more a soft contact just there as well.
Yeah, just right as you're saying it, immediately draws some soft contact. A quick out there. Not too bad of a start for Keys. I know for both of these starters, they'll have a lot of their previous games right top of mind. I know Keys pitched very well in his last outing, but did give up a couple long balls, and all it comes down to is a couple tough pitches here and there, and that's all it can take between a good outing and a bad outing. I know that's probably what he was thinking about all week long leading up to today's start, so I know he's looking to change that here for today. First pitch swung on and missed.
Marcus Castillo, his second year in the CBL, IBL, if you would say. He was with Brantford back in 2024, played 19 games with a .350 batting average. So Marcos Castillo, he is a pretty strong hitter at the plate.
Some great contact skills, pretty well from across this lineup. You mentioned it there. That distinction between IBL, CBL shift is going to be haunting so many of us up in these booths. I can probably say that about every team in this league throughout especially the early goings of this season, comparing one start to another, comparing one year to another, and it's a whole different ballgame when you're talking one league to another. The 1-2 pitch coming in, swung on, fouled back.
As I said, Travis Keys being real aggressive here early.
That's the way to do it sometimes, especially a first pitch strike is what most pitchers will be going for in a lot of these at-bats, just immediately.
Keys has been really attacking the top half of the zone. He's more of a low ball pitcher. He'll get you with the low fastball at around like a low 90s velocity. He has that breaking ball as well, but usually you see him going low. He's kind of changing his dynamic here.
The 2-2 pitch. That one catches the bottom of the zone. Strike 3 called. Good strikeout for Keys there. And almost exactly like you were just talking about, gets that strikeout right at the bottom of the zone. So that's his first strikeout of the night. A quick 2 out so far for Keys. And yeah, you were talking about it there. A lot of times you'll see these pitchers either do more horizontal changes or vertical changes. It looks like Keys has really been going for top of the strike zone, bottom of the strike zone. A lot of that just comes down to his arm angle, his release. A fastball upstairs will pair really well with something off speed down as that pitch is outside, ball 1. But again, every pitcher is different. Always a little bit of here, a little bit of there, and always kind of trying to cater to your release, your pitches, and then going from there.
Oh, of course, every pitcher has a different approach. You see, what I like to compare is the approach between Victor Payano and Travis Keys. You see Payano, more of a strikeout guy. He will really attack that top of the zone with his fastball. He's a really good velocity to that, as well as the chase ability with his breaking ball. Travis Keys is almost the same with his breaking ball. He likes to keep it more in the zone, however, really get hitters to swing and miss on that, and more make soft contact than.
That one swung on. Touches the outfield grass over and right. Little single there for Miguel Geraldo. The Royals have a man on here in the top of the first. And you had some good points there, actually, that you're making. Payano very much will have his fastballs in the zone and then cater that with off-speed pitches that will drop out and away out of the zone. It looks like Keys is a little bit of the opposite, having a lot of those off-speed pitches drop in and then trying to tempt these batters with a fastball that ends up just drifting out of the zone. I'm sure Rube Chanderdad likes that a little bit of a mix-up from pitcher to pitcher. And it's been working out pretty well so far. So that'll bring up Liam Wilson. He's the first baseman for the Guelph Royals today. That one swung on, drilled over towards left field. The left fielder, Hancock, able to get to it. Throws it in, and a relatively damage-free top of the first for Travis Keys.
Yeah, really good start here for Keys. Is doing exactly what he does best, and that's just trusting in his defense to make the plays. And more than not, it will work out for him.
100%. All comes down to the differences in these pitchers. I know that's a great way to get things going. We saw a pretty good start last time here at home last week when Payano was on the mound. Pretty quick start for him, and that paid off with a nice majors win then. We'll see if we get the same result today. Well, knock on wood type of a situation. And so as we shift things over to the bottom of the first, we'll take a quick look at the majors lineup for today's matchup. Owen, let's take a little dive into that lineup today.
Yeah, of course, leading off for the majors is Michael Escoto. He is their shortstop today, followed by Roberto Caro. He is out in center. Tucker Zadunik will be your third man up. He is out in right. Cleanup will be your catcher in Eduardo Diolio. Trent Lanahan will take the 5 spot. He's playing first base today. If David Dryers as well. He's at the other corner. He's playing third. Jarrett Burney will be your second baseman. He is your 8-hitter, followed by Ryder Hancock. He will be your left fielder today. This will be the lineup to face Jacob Cush, and as you said earlier, a little bit the same as Travis Keys. Has had some really strong seasons the last couple of years, both being with Guelph his last 2 seasons. A 3.03 ERA last season, a 1.47 in 2024. 10 games started in both of those seasons. Again, as you said, kind of the same as Travis Keys. Not a big strikeout guy, however, is a big contact guy. He likes to trust in his defense, and that's how he can be successful today.
Well, and he's got a lot of good stuff, especially when you're looking at Jacob Cush's numbers. That 2024 season really jumps out at you. But the big thing to really look at is his consistency between 24 and 25. Both years he started 10 games. Both years 62 and a third innings pitched in 2025, 67 and a third innings in 2024, but ended up being the pitching champion back in 2024, 2-time All-Star, so quite a lot of accolades. So even though his first appearance so far here in 2026 didn't necessarily go the way that he wanted, I was talking to Rupe, and he said he has no concerns that Cush will have another pretty solid year, and they're tackling it as another star pitcher on the mound that this majors lineup has to go up against.
Yeah, no doubt Jacob Cush has been an exceptional pitcher here in the CBL. Obviously, with how good Chatham has been to start the season, you obviously will see those bumps with pitchers. And
that one swung on and missed. Escoto putting a whole lot of twist in that one, trying to get some good contact there, but just misses it. Looks like Escoto called time there.
Escoto was really strong last night, a 4-for-5 performance against Kitchener.
Yeah, Rupe said if there was anyone that is bound for a bit of a breakout on this majors roster, he definitely pointed to Escoto, and I was able to watch them for a bit of the batting practice today, as that one is swung on, drilled over towards the left field gap. Nice little bloop single for Escoto to get the game going. Eyes up second, and he's bolting. Almost got caught between first and second there, but trying to keep the defense on its toes a little bit as Escoto goes back to first.
He really thought about it there. He was kind of going full force until about 20 feet down the line.
Well, we know how much speed this majors roster has this year. I know it's something that Rupe Chandradat really valued in the offseason and who he was signing. Versatility and speed were probably two of the biggest things that he was really looking for, on top of the obvious ones like contact and power and all that. As Roberto Caro's up, the left-handed batter swung on just a few inches, foul down the third base line. A lot of power, great spot. If that was maybe just a foot to the right, that would have been a whole different hit there.
Going back to your point about the speed, you can kind of see Rupe Chandradat kind of look into that last year as well. You know, the additions to Francisco Fajardo, Toby Simmons. Although not here this season, they have still found guys that can fill in those spots and those roles pretty perfectly.
That one swung on, fouled over towards the left side of the field. But yeah, and we've already seen it play out in a few different ways. We've already seen some stolen bases for the majors so far this season. They're probably, I would say, one of the biggest users of the hit-and-run strategy from what we've seen so far. And it's really been paying out well for them in the early goings. The man on, we'll see if they implement it here, especially with a righty on the mound. Might see a few stolen bases. But they are thinking about that just as much as we are as they attempt a little pickoff at first. Escato able to get back cleanly.
The reason you want those kind of faster players, especially early on in your lineup, is
as that one's hit over towards the second baseman. Escato able to get to second cleanly, but they'll get the ground over to first base. Caro able to advance the runner there, so Escato at second.
So pulling off the hit and run, as you said, Justin, and worked out a little bit. You now have a man in scoring position for arguably one of your London's best hitters last season, and starting to heat up this season as well as in Tucker Zdunek.
Yeah, this is the really probably the biggest lineup change that we've seen in this season. London been fairly consistent so far, having Trent Lenahan in that 3 spot, but Roop Chandradat wanting to bump him up with the power that he's had so far and the contact abilities that he's had. So that one's in there for a first pitch strike. But yeah, trying to move his bat up in the lineup there. He said that comes with some pros and some cons. Doing that, you'll get a different pitch mix when you're the number 3 guy versus the number 4 or 5 guy. That one swung on over towards the left field gap. The left fielder, Dos Santos, able to get to it, though, cleanly.
It was a good approach there from Zdunek, although it didn't go his way as he would have liked. Able to let the ball travel, and you see the outside fastball. You'll see that from Kush a lot. He won't be as aggressive to these power bats like Zdunek, like Diolio up now, and like Trent Lenahan. He will try and go away on some of those to try and get them to just push it the other way. That's not exactly where the power will always come from.
But some solid contact here so far for the majors. As Eduardo Diolio, the fan favorite, up in the box, the right-handed batter. First pitch in there for a strike on the edge of the zone.
Eddie has been lights out to start this season. 7 hits in his first 11 at-bats. 2 home runs to add on to that as well.
That one swung on. A little pop-up over towards the first baseman. The first baseman, Wilson, able to get to it cleanly. So the majors had one in scoring position, but not able to cash it in. Still an even slate, a nice clean one so far. No runs, 1 hit apiece here between the Guelph Royals and the London Majors. We'll be right back. We're going to send it to a commercial break. You're watching London Majors baseball here on Majors TV.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we colliding.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Turn on.
Get ready, Chatham Kents. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent, all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham Kent, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
Stand out this season with the Jersey Acrylic Trophy, starting at just $15.95. Fully customizable with your team's logo, colors, and player details, and double-sided for twice the impact. A custom plate can be attached to the base for personalized engraving on each trophy. Great for player recognition. Ideal for keeper awards, participation trophies, or end-of-season celebrations. Order yours today at nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
And welcome back here to Labatt Memorial Park as we enter into the top of the second. A fairly clean game so far. 1 hit apiece, no runs on the board between the Guelph Royals and the London Majors. Travis Keys back on the mound. We'll see Garrett Takamatsu, Davis Nadal, and J.D. Williams at the very least as we push into the second inning.
This is the dangerous part of the order here for Guelph. Is your biggest hitter leading off the inning is, if he's able to get on, you know you might be in some trouble if you are Travis Keys.
Takamatsu's been dangerous so far this season. Between these two teams, realistically, Takamatsu and also Diolio are probably two of the biggest names that we've seen so far in the very short season of the CBL action. But two very key guys in these lineups can do quite a lot of damage. And yeah, having him lead off the second inning is potential for a hot start here for the Royals. First pitch in there for a strike. Keys getting ahead early on a lot of these batters so far.
Takamatsu has been the face of the franchise the last 2 seasons for Guelph. He's been in the lead since 2018, has a career .341 average in his 159 games played. Spent 5 years in Toronto. This will be his 3rd season in Guelph. He's already 4 for 6 this season.
So that one swung on, a little dribbler back to Keys. He's able to pick it up cleanly, make the throw to first. And a clean first out for Travis Keys. But yeah, you mentioned it there. It's hard not to get Rookie of the Year and not be a centerpiece of the team for a few years down the road. And clearly Takamatsu's been able to keep his productivity up. Like you mentioned, multi-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year designation. Very, very productive for his time in Guelph so far. Obviously, they've been heavily relying on him and obviously been producing very, very well at the start of this 2026 season.
Yes, yes, and Takamatsu, again, only 27 years old. I mean, he came into the league at about 19, and he's just been kind of lights out ever since he started, and we'll probably see him for a lot longer.
Davis Nadal able to get bat to ball there as that one drops into the left field grass. Takes a quick little look around the first base bag, but the Major is able to get it in pretty quick. So 1 out and 1 on here, top of the second.
Pretty good approach there from Nadal, able to. He attacked early on Keys, and I don't think Keys was exactly ready for it. Nadal able to use his contact skills.
When you mentioned it a little bit earlier, Keys so far has really been attacking the strike zone, particularly the bottom portion of the plate. And if we're able to see it pretty well up here, start to read a lot of these pitches, obviously these players are going to do a good job as well. Keys, pick-off attempt over at first. Nadal able to get back in time. Nadal a healthy lead over at the first base side. Williams up. First pitch just a bit down and inside, ball 1.
Nadal has the speed as well, so definitely something to look for if you are Travis Keys. As Nadal does have a stolen base already this season.
That pitch, pretty close spot, so just a bit outside, ball 2. And yeah, we'll see how their on-base strategies really develop throughout the game. Obviously, Keys is a lefty. Facing the first base side might be a little bit harder to run on him. I wouldn't be too shocked if the Royals try to implement a bit more hit-and-run strategy. As he's going, makes his way over. Eduardo Diolio makes the throw to second, and they get the out over there. Looked like he got him as he was diving in, but it looked like umpire wanted to make sure. Might have come off the bag there as well, but a great arm, great attempt by Eduardo Diolio to get that runner out at second. And suddenly, we've got 2 outs here.
Yeah, we do. It almost looked like Diolio hesitated on the throw a little bit. Still beat him by about 10 feet. From my first look at it, it almost looked like Nadal had swam around the tag, but that was Jarrett Burney there, the second baseman, able to.
Diolio and Burney to try and get those runners out at second. This next pitch swung on over towards the right field side, touches the grass. Able to get that in, and Williams now over at first base. So just as quickly as we had a runner on first get caught, another baseman is on.
That will be the approach for Guelph. For as long as Travis Keys is in the game, able to let the ball travel right to them. They're not going to be the ones to attack first. All 3 hits have been the other way as well, Justin. I mean, it's just great pieces of hitting here from Guelph.
Impressive stuff. Honestly, that might be their approach a bit right now. When there's so many pitches going down in the zone, it's sometimes hard to really get a lot of consistent lift while also distance, as Keys goes for a little pickoff attempt there. But because it's so low, if you do make good contact and you're swinging normally, you might actually get a lot of lift on the ball, and that's how you pop out a lot. So when the pitch is down in the zone and you're eyeing it up like that, This runner makes his way over towards second, and it looks like they have another one. Eduardo Diolio able to catch two batters looking here. Two steal attempts, and Eduardo Diolio able to shut both of them down. What an effort from Eduardo Diolio.
The reason he has been an all-star for so many seasons now, it's been his defense. It always has been ever since he came into the league, and there is a reason he is London's starting catcher. There's a reason he's been the face of the franchise for as long as he has. He's able to make those kinds of plays.
Well, and here's the thing. I love the aggression. I love a good stolen base. I love solid base running and the baseball IQ. It's definitely a little bit tougher when there's a lefty on the mound. We brought it up a little bit earlier. Obviously, that pitcher is facing you over on first, so if you make a break over towards second, they know to try and get that pitch over towards the bag as fast as they can, or get it to the catcher to make that throw as fast as possible. And the Royals just have not had very good luck so far. Clearly, two caught stealing in the same inning, and realistically, you could have had two runners on. A couple good singles, like you mentioned, the opposite way, but both caught stealing on the bases. So a tough one for the Royals here.
Yeah, just a little bit. It is good to be aggressive on the bases. However, we are so early into this game. It's a little too aggressive from Guelph here. I'm not really liking what I'm seeing with the two stolen base attempts. But it is very hard to run on Travis Keys and Eduardo Diolio as a battery. Travis Keys is so quick out of the stretch to get the ball to the plate that no real runner has a very confident chance to get the second with these two out there.
It's a tough one to capitalize on. We'll see if the majors try to implement that same strategy. Obviously, Kush, a righty. They'll get a little bit of a better look, might be able to have a little bit extra distance between themselves and first base if they're able to get on in this one. So that might help them get a little bit better of a jump over towards the second base bag. But obviously, we're seeing a good amount of speed from both these teams. We'll see how it plays out as we continue. And for everyone at home, you might be wondering, where's Dylan? Dylan's not here today. He's actually got a pretty busy couple weeks on the go. He's out way out west for the Memorial Cup tournament. Obviously, we miss him here. Hope he's having a great time out there. Hope the weather's maybe a little bit nicer, but I'll have to check in with him at some point.
I did see some videos earlier about it. The weather, there is the sun out there at least. It's not as cloudy as it is here, and obviously a great opportunity for him out in Kelowna.
What's that like? That's got to be nice, some sunshine. Love for him to bring some of that back when he ends up getting back into London in a few weeks' time. So Trent Lenahan in the box. Plenty of power in his bat. Like I mentioned previously, he's been in the number 3 spot. Roop Chandradat dropping him down to the 5th spot just to try and see if he gets a few different pitches. As that one swung on, skied up there, a rocket. Well, the center fielder, right fielder making their way in. Right fielder Castillo able to get under it. Quick first out here in the bottom of the second.
That was just as you said last inning. Those low fastballs, it's a little more difficult to square up compared to where it is about belt height, and Kush able to use the fastball down pretty well, and Lenahan wasn't exactly able to get that ball to travel as much as he wanted to. However, with Starling Joseph up now, it's most likely the same approach from Kush.
Another one of those key batters in this majors lineup so far is that first pitch in there for a strike. But yeah, with a lot of these swings, sometimes depending on where the pitch is, you got to picture it like golf. If the pitch is too low, you're going to want to drive it upwards, and that's how you get a lot of pop-ups. As the count now turns to 0-2. So 1 out here. It's the 0-2 pitch coming in. It looks like they ruled that he went around on that one. Joseph having a few words with the home plate umpire here, disagreed with that call. Just getting a few discussions. Majors first base coach motioning that that call should have gotten to the first base umpire.
Number 28, David. Yeah, jet swings are always so close to tell, especially as a home plate umpire. You don't have the best angle on it. whoever he saw enough to ring him up.
It'll be David Dreyers. And he's the third baseman for today's matchup as the Majors quickly now 2 outs, bottom of the second. The 1-0 pitch coming in. So that one's just a bit outside, ball 2.
David Dreyers, he's only had 3 at bats, sorry, in the 3 games so far.
That one fouled back. Oh, good catch by one of the fans here at Labatt Memorial Park. Nice little souvenir.
Not bad, gives it to the kid as well.
Gotta love that spirit. And gotta appreciate everyone who made the trip out to here to Labatt Memorial Park on, what's been a coldy, kind of brisk day as well. 2-1 pitch, just a bit downstairs, ball 3.
The weather never matters for these London fans. They will be out here whether it's 40 degrees or -40.
That one swung on, just gets under the glove of the first baseman, goes over towards the right field grass. Dreyer's now on base. Majors have a little bit of life in this inning after getting 2 quick outs. Good attempt there by Wilson over at first to try and get there, but it just squeaks under his glove.
That was a good pitch from Jacob Kush as well. A little inside fastball, trying to jam him a little bit. Just a nice job by David to bring the hands in on that, and he'll get it right by Liam Wilson.
So the Majors have 1 on in this inning. That'll bring up Jarrett Burney. Looks like Dreyers had quite a healthy lead over on the first base side. One other strategy that helps a lot of the times when you have a right-handed pitcher on the mound and someone at first is even just the ability, if you're on base, to almost dance around a bit, try and make it look like you're going to steal, get in these pitchers' heads, and try and mix up their pitches. Because sometimes all it takes is one little distraction, and suddenly that pitch is going in a different spot. You might leave one in the middle of the zone. You might pull it out and end up going to the backstop, letting that runner advance over to second base. Harder to do when it's a lefty on the mound because obviously they can just see you. They can look forward. They go for a pickoff throw there. Dreyer is able to get back cleanly. And so if you were with us before the game got started, you heard me chat with Jarrett Burney. Great guy, whole lot of fun to chat with as that one swung on, fouled back. Definitely I would say probably one of the big hearts of the team. It took a little bit some time. I think there's a few players that when you throw a camera in front of them, there's a little bit of nerves here and there. But really fun guy, really smiley guy as well. I think he's going to be a big heart of this team moving forward in the season. And great defensively over at second as that one skied over towards center field. Center fielder almost looked like he read that a little bit wrong, but able to get there, Williams, to make that play. So another base runner, but still no damage on both sides here. The Guelph Royals out hitting the Majors right now, 3-2 in this one. As we get ready to move into the top of the third, we'll send to a quick commercial break. You're watching London Majors baseball here on Majors TV.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed on every level of the home.
Install working CO alarms today.
It's the law.
Get ready, Chatham Cats. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent, all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham Cats, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
Stand out this season with the Jersey Acrylic Trophy, starting at just $15.95. Fully customizable with your team's logo, colors, and player details, and double-sided for twice the impact. A custom plate can be attached to the base for personalized engraving on each trophy. Great for player recognition. Ideal for keeper awards, participation trophies, or end-of-season celebrations. Order yours today at nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza, using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
And welcome back here to Labatt Memorial Park. As we shift into the top of the third here, Guelph Royals back up to bat. First pitch from Keys, in there for a strike. It's against Matthew Ward. We'll see Ward, Drew Donaldson, and then back to the top of the order, Ryan Dos Santos. It's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled back. Should also mention we've seen a defensive change for the London Majors as well. Roberto Caro has been swapped out for Jaden Babiak, so Hancock, who was previously in left, has shifted over to center, and Babiak is now over in left. We still don't have the firm details on why that change was made. Caro might have tweaked his ankle over in center. Something could have happened in the box during his first at-bat, but that change did happen after the first inning, so we'll keep you posted if we learn anything there.
Definitely an unfortunate time both for him and for London. And he has been a really strong addition so far this season.
So that one swung on, foul down the right side. Right fielder Zadunik not quite able to get there in time.
So Babiak now moves into the 2 spot in the lineup. He played in the first 2 games of the season. He has been pretty solid so far, 2 hits and 6 at-bats.
2 pitch, swung on, fouled over towards the right side. Matthew Ward staying alive here. So Keys so far up to 26 pitches, a pretty good pitch mix so far and pretty good efficiency numbers in this one. I would say from both pitchers, not really a lot of damage done so far. I think just 1 runner in scoring position in this. The 1-2 pitch, swung on. Again, fouled over towards the right side, down the first base end. Matthew Ward feeling generous, wanting to give out a few souvenirs here in the early goings. And again, we appreciate everyone here at Labatt Memorial Park. Tough day weather-wise, but if you are joining us live, either through CBL TV or Majors TV on YouTube, really appreciate having you here for this one. The 1-2 pitch coming in. That one swung on and missed. Keys able to get another strikeout, his second in the ballgame so far.
The rare strikeout you'll see from Travis Keys. He only had 3 back on Sunday against Brantford. Already 2 here for the first 2 1/3 innings is never something you really see a lot. However, you do get about 4 or 5 a game from Keys. It always depends on how long he goes. He averages about 5-6 innings of work per night. And
first pitch to Drew Donaldson, just a bit downstairs for ball 1. Yeah, like you've kind of mentioned, you can almost picture Keys, even though he has a more straight-up delivery in his pitch, almost picture him a little bit like a sidearmer, where he's definitely targeting the bottom of the zone, trying to get a lot of that soft contact, trying to rely on the defense behind him. That can really pay off a lot of times, but depending on how the pitch mix is, could mix it up depending on how the defense is doing that day as well. So that one's a bit upstairs. Count now 2-1 in Donaldson's favor.
Yeah, you're right. It is more of a traditional release from Keys. However, he does take that long stride, which really lowers everything to it. So again, as you said, almost like the sidearm. However, not really. You still get that vertical movement, especially on the breaking ball as well, as opposed to sidearms. You see the more left to right movement.
As that one ball forward, just a bit down and inside. Donaldson will take the walk over towards first, and then we'll shift things over to the top of the lineup once again. So Ryan Dos Santos coming back up. Grounded out back in the first. He's looking to get on. But the Royals have another base runner in this one. Again, back in the second, they had a couple base runners, but both were caught stealing. We'll see if the Royals keep up with that kind of aggressive base running mentality. This first pitch drops in for a called strike.
I don't think we will see the aggressiveness, at least at this point of the game, from Guelph on the base passes.
That one swung on over towards the third baseman. Makes the throw over towards first. Quick speed from Dos Santos out the box, but they're able to get him. Drew Donaldson advancing over towards second on the play.
Dreyer's the little bare hand grab off the, as it bounces off the dirt.
Well, that was a quick one. We've talked about speed a lot on both these teams. Obviously, Dos Santos very quick out the box. I thought that was going to be pretty tight. And yeah, like you mentioned, it almost looked like Dreyers did kind of a double clutch on the throw, but was able to get it over in time. A very clean one.
Yeah, it is very difficult to read the ball as it bounces off. Just about the edge of the grass right there, leading towards the dirt where Dreyers is sitting. As you see, everyone likes to sit a little bit further back to kind of help read the bounces. One of the toughest things as an infielder.
I've played a bit of third base in my time, and they call it the hot corner for a reason. So that pitch well inside. 2-0 the count here. Marcus Castillo in the box. A strikeout victim back in the first inning. Keys now up at 40 pitches in this one. Takes a look back at second. The 2-0 pitch. And a bit inside. Brings the count to 3-0. With a hitter like Castillo, it might not be the worst thing in the world to kind of pitch around him a little bit. Obviously, you have the first base bag open. But the Majors would love to get out of this one with that runner over at second. And a bit upstairs, ball 4. So that's the second walk for Keys in the inning so far.
I do like the approach Travis Keys had there. It was 3 fastballs to start the at-bat, all on the inside, just about a couple inches off the edge of the zone, and those kind of fool you as a hitter. Obviously, with the lefty-righty matchup, those really like to come in on you a lot. It almost looks like it's going to be in the zone at first, but then kind of runs in. Good job for Castillo just to lay off all of them.
Can definitely catch those batters off guard sometimes. We just had a quick mound visit there, and you would have saw the familiar face of Victor Payano there, who's also acting as the pitching coach here for the Majors. Obviously, a lot of experience, great pedigree from him. Just a quick little chat with Keys and Diolio. We'll see if it ends up paying off here. So 2 outs, 2 runners on. It's Donaldson at second, Castillo over at first, both on via the walk. First pitch from Keys swung on, foul down the right side. We'll see. Yeah, you were mentioning it there. You could definitely see what Keys was thinking in those pitches. Obviously, a few fastballs on the inside, almost trying to back the batter up off the plate a little bit and then dropping something off speed going away from them. It's a very traditional pitch mix. You're trying to then get them to either just stop, not swing at it, and just catch the edge of the zone. But Keys a little bit too far on both extremes, both inside and out on those pitches. There's that one just a bit down and inside, ball 1, evening the count.
It's kind of what you like to see, especially from a left-handed pitcher. Obviously, everyone grows up throwing the right-handed pitcher almost most of the time. And it's almost uncommon to see a left-hander out there. So definitely a different approach to it, especially growing up for me. I believe I only faced about one left-handed pitcher in all the years I played. So it's never something you grow up going up against, which what makes it so dominant, especially for Travis Keys.
Changes up the angles. That's why so many managers and coaches definitely have. You'll hear righty-lefty a lot in terms of what they're thinking, wanting the lefties against the righties, righties against the lefties. As that one swung on, fouled back. Seen a couple really good hacks so far here from Miguel Geraldo. If he's able to square it up plenty of power off that bat. So still a tie ball game, no runs scored. The Royals out hitting the Majors 3-2. 2 outs here. Top of the third. Keys gets set on the mound. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Travis Keys on the night.
Staying aggressive here. That was 2 strikeouts in this inning.
So a good effort from him. And as we shift over towards the middle of the third inning, we'll send things over to the third member of our party in just a minute. It's Evan Fredrickson. Again, I'm Justin Koehler, joined by Owen Taylor here. Might be missing the sweet, subtle voices of Dylan Baker. He's not with us today in this matchup. Again, he's out west, over for the Memorial Cup. So it looks like we'll join Evan in just a little bit there. And again, for those who are just joining us, we are running into a few technical problems here and there on the broadcast. It's been quite the day, a couple of headaches before the game even got going. Thank you so much for bearing with us. Things might be a little bit back and forth in this one, but appreciate having you here, and great to have you here with the broadcast.
Yes, it is. Another great day for baseball.
A great day with an asterisk. I think everyone, especially the players that I've talked to, are killing for the warmer weather. I think I've had 3 or 4 of them come up to me and be like, "So is this normal? When does it get hot?" I think Roberto Caro was the first one to ask me that question, and I said, "Hey, dude, normally it's a lot warmer by now. I think the high for this time of year is over 20." For reference, and today I think it barely touched maybe like 14, 15 here in London. It's been very, very back and forth, to say the least.
Yeah, it has kind of been a little brisk today. Obviously, earlier in the week, I don't know if you noticed, it was so hot earlier in the week, up to the 30s. But then you come to today, you haven't reached over about 15. That's just something you will find, especially some of these players will find, coming over from not being obviously from London.
And I'm a sweet summer child. I love the heat quite a bit. So even though it's very non-Canadian to say, I hate the cold. I have to drive over an hour each day for my commute, and I always say heat doesn't try to kill me on the 401. Snow and cold weather will in a heartbeat. So
see, that's where I am the opposite of you. I love the colder weather. It seems when it comes to about like July here in London, it'll get up to 30, 35 even. Last year, I believe it got up to 40 one day, and that was probably one of the worst days I had last year because of how hot it was, how sweaty you get. And
so obviously a lot of us looking forward to that hot weather. The Majors right now looking for some hot bats in this one. Still no score, as Ryder Hancock is in the box, the left-handed batter. So that one's just clips the top of the zone, strike 1. That brings it to a 2-1 count here. For Hancock, this is his first appearance of the night so far, and then we'll shift it back up to the top of the order, Escato and Babiuk. That one's a bit outside. Brings it to a batter's count here, 3-1. And like usual, like we're used to here at Labatt Memorial Park, the ball 4 chants have kicked forward. Almost a staple of the ballpark at this point. And that one inside, ball 4.
Nice patience there from Hancock. Again, almost like what Travis Keys was doing last inning. And Jacob Cush really getting to the inside part of the zone. Just the challenge pitch is what I kind of like to see it as. Is, again, you get about an inch or 2 off the zone. You'll try and get a swing off that. But again, just good patience, good battling here from London. Is trying to run Cush's pitch count up.
It's amazing how this is the second game here at home for the Majors in this season, and in both contests, the starting pitchers for both teams have been eerily similar on both the stat sheet, as that one's grounded down the third base bag, gets away from the third baseman there, rolls over to the left field grass. And Hancock, almost in a flash, a blink of an eye, is all the way at third base. Majors likely running a bit of a hit-and-run strategy here. But a nice little shot there from Escato, and suddenly the Majors might be cooking here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, there's the hit and run you were talking about, Justin. Hancock definitely has the speed to do it. Thanks for, he likes to thank Michael Escato for that. Our first potential run of the ball game is now only 90 feet away.
A quick bottom of the third here. Majors now threatening. A man on third, man on first. 2 on, and Jaden Babiak now getting his first look as that one gets away from the catcher. Looks like Escato would have been hustling over to second in any case. He gets there cleanly, no throw as that one gets away from Ward. And now 2 runners in scoring position. Things are looking quite a bit different for the Majors very quickly in this inning. As that one just a bit inside, makes the count 2-0.
Maybe startling Jacob Cush here again. He has been a very good pitcher, so it's...
That one's grounded, gets past the glove of the second baseman. It goes over towards right center. We'll score 1, at least 2 here now as Escato comes in as well. And 2 RBIs off the bat of Jaden Babiak in his first plate appearance of the night.
Yeah, welcome to the game, Jaden Babiak. Saw 2 balls to start, and then he kind of just went after Cush. You saw that was a fastball about middle in. That's what we've seen a lot so far from both sides. He was able to push that up the middle with the infield in. That is definitely a little easier to get a ball around them.
So that one a called strike against Tucker Zadunik. Looked like he had a few words there for the home plate umpire on where exactly that pitch was. But yeah, again, that's that hit and run strategy paying off for the Majors, and especially that versatility from the top to the bottom of the lineup. I wouldn't be shocked if we see some similar situations as the inning goes on. That one swung on, drilled over towards right field. The right fielder Castillo able to get underneath it. It's the first out for the Majors in this one. Plenty of power there off the bat of Zadunik.
We know the power is there. Unfortunately, with the colder weather will not exactly let the ball travel as far. As we were saying before the game, you want to try and keep the ball down on the ground. You want to try and find holes. You want to try and get it into the shallow outfield. Even you can see here with all 3 outfielders playing so far back. For Diolio's, a simple line drive can even get Babby up to third.
And Diolio up in the box, definitely, yeah, one of the more dangerous hitters on this Majors roster. Would love to keep the party going in this one as that swung on and missed, fouled off. Looks like Babiak was going to be darting for a second no matter what. But he's going to walk his way back over towards first after that one was fouled off. And so for those who aren't here, just for reference, the wind definitely blowing from center field over towards home plate. So we might not see a lot of consistent power over towards center field into right in this one. That wind obviously just carrying a lot of the balls back into the ballpark. Just to go off your point, yeah, it might be a bit of a small ball game depending on how everything shifts. So that one swung on, but foul down the third base side.
Yes, the wind is picking up. The wind's about... Wind gusts of about 23 kilometers an hour, heading right for us up here in the booth. And
it's definitely been pretty strong today. I know some gusts were up upwards of 40, 50 kilometers an hour, which nothing compared to, you know, those storms we had a few days ago, but still quite a lot to deal with here for a ball game on a Friday night. That one swung on and missed. Diolio strikes out. Second strikeout of the night for Cush.
Able to use that breaking ball down to perfection against Diolio. That was twice he got him to swing it. What almost felt like a ball in the dirt, essentially. And
Pretty low pitches, and it might have been that Diolio might have been trying to go opposite field on a hit here, because we mentioned a lot of those are going to go out as that one's thrown over to second. Not in time. Jaden Babiuk, stolen base on the evening so far. Quite a lot of speed from him. I believe that's now his second or third stolen base on the season. Definitely one of the faster ones in those base-stealing threats for the majors.
Yes, that will be his third stolen base of the year. We saw him try and do it when Diolio was up. He went about the first pitch.
He was nearly bolting on every pitch that was being thrown, so he'll probably be happy to be over at second now. Doesn't have to trot between first and second anymore.
A little bit of relief there. But another runner in scoring position here for London. Obviously, 2 out in the inning, so you need a base hit in order to try and get Babiuk around to score.
Lenahan would love to be the man to help here in this one, as that one just drifts down and away. So 1-2 count here, 2 outs. The majors up 2-0. But both teams tied at 3 hits apiece. 1 error on the night for the Royals. Count 1-2. Kush ready on the mound. That one a bit inside. Count even now at 2-2. Count 2-2. 2 outs here. Bottom of the third. 2 runs. Quite a lot of 2s here in this inning.
A lot of 2s. Just about an inning too late, however.
Yeah, if only, you know. That one swung on, grounded over towards the shortstop. Able to pick it up cleanly, makes the throw over towards first, and a routine out there. But the majors able to get some damage done. Some great hits. Clutch off the bat of Jaden Babiuk. Majors have the lead as we get ready to push into the top of the 4th. We'll shift things over to a quick commercial break. You're watching London Majors up against the Guelph Royals here on Majors TV.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza, using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we colliding.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Stand out this season with the Jersey Acrylic Trophy, starting at just $15.95. Fully customizable with your team's logo, colors, and player details, and double-sided for twice the impact. A custom plate can be attached to the base for personalized engraving on each trophy. Great for player recognition. Ideal for keeper awards, participation trophies, or end-of-season celebrations. Order yours today at nuthers.com or call 1-800-265-1554.
Get ready, Chatham Kents. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent, all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham Kent, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
And we're back here at Labatt Memorial Park. Majors right now leading 2-0 as we shift to the top of the 4th. Getting a good shot there of the jerseys for today's game. A different color mix for the London Majors. YMC night here. What do you think of the jerseys today?
Oh, I love them. Obviously, the red and the white, obviously a little different. Obviously, compared to our white and navy blue. Well, I was kind of hoping for the red pinstripe pants as well. The black does still look good, however.
You know what? I really like that. We'll only see on a few of these players. Luckily, we get treated by Travis Keys here. Those purple socks, I really like as well. I don't know how many people at home are a big fan of the color purple. I love it. I think it's great. I think it looks really sharp. It's definitely giving me cranberry vibes, these jerseys as well. Yeah, like you said, it's a nice little splash of color, I find.
It is. our team who made our jerseys are some of the best in the league, and
Oh, we've got some great ones. I know we've got quite a few good ones on the way as the season progresses as well. Hard not to bring up jerseys without bringing up those Cobra Chickens ones as well. A huge fan favorite. But, you know, I really like the YMCA ones tonight. And so we're getting ready to shift here into the top of the fourth. Travis Keys back on the mound. He's thrown 49 pitches in this one. Again, pretty clean for him. Just 3 hits so far, 3 strikeouts and 2 walks for him. As Liam Wilson finds his way into the batter's box. Floats left field in his last one. So that one a bit downstairs, ball 1.
Travis Keys is going to keep trying to play his game, and so far it's worked for the first 3 innings.
That one swung on, driven deep towards left center. The center fielder, now Hancock, able to get to it. A clean out here. So 1 out now. Good routine play. Like we mentioned, that wind coming in on a lot of these plays, so we might not see any deep drives tonight. If you're a big fan of the home run, might be a little sorry to disappoint you tonight. Obviously, we'd love to be surprised up here in the booth, but we'll see how the night progresses. Like we said, might be a bit of a small ball game, which, you know, I love. I love good small ball games. I think they are key to winning baseball teams.
Those are always some of the best games, either small ball games or the pitcher duels.
That one swung on, grounded over towards the shortstop. The clean throw over towards first, and quickly we're at 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. So we mentioned how a lot of Keys' delivery ends up really catering to some soft contact. We've gotten quite a few displays of that so far tonight. Shortstop Escato, a few plays to him. We've seen Dreyers get a few. We've seen Bernie get one over at second as well. So a lot of routine, fundamental work. I'm sure that'll put a big smile on Roop Chanderdat's face in this one. But so far, yeah, really vintage game from Travis Keys so far.
Yes, this has been the game that you almost always see from a Travis Keys start. The wind has also helped him as well. We have seen a couple balls that kind of looked like they were going to fly. However, the wind has been in his favor to kind of keep those on the shallower part of the outfield.
So Davis Nadal up. The count 1-1. So that one's a bit outside. Yeah, you mentioned sometimes it's actually, games like this can be really tough as a hitter in particular, because you can hit really well, have a clean swing, get barrel to ball, but just because of that wind, it might not go the way you think. And because of that, you might adjust in the wrong direction, as that one's grounded over towards the second baseman there, able to make the clean throw over towards first. And what a danger-free inning for the Majors. A lot of soft contact and a quick 3 up, 3 down.
A very quick inning, obviously. You almost always see that from Travis Keys, these quick innings. Not any damage from Guelph, as they're still trying to get their offense, that little spark here, Justin.
Yeah, again, on paper, these teams are actually pretty close. Like we said, 3 hits apiece, pretty similar in terms of walks as well. Just the Majors able to capitalize on some of those key hits, advancing runners into scoring position. Excuse me, and the Guelph Royals, I think those couple batters that were caught stealing between first and second are biting them a little bit. Honestly, especially back in the first inning. Things could have been a whole lot different if no one was caught stealing. That second hit could have advanced the run over towards third. Suddenly you have momentum, and the game could be really different right now, but I think those couple caught stealings are really gonna bite them in this one here early on.
Yeah, that has been the difference maker, the base running between these two. As you said, the back-to-back caught stealings from Guelph in the second inning is kind of bit them, as London's hit and run and just their aggressiveness on the base path in general has really been helping them this so far early in this one.
And again, yeah, very similar mindsets on the base paths. Both teams being very aggressive so far. Just some slightly different results on the scoreboard here. The Majors clearly ahead right now. They'll be happy about that 2-0 score so far. As they get ready to try and tack on a few more runs, we'll start things off with Starling Joseph, obviously a fan favorite. Wasn't here last season, but has been very productive here in 2026 for the London Majors.
Yes, he has been. I mean, 6 hits in his 14 at-bats so far. Unfortunately, that was strikeout number 8 in his last time up. However, he has been really strong so far. Obviously, took last season off. Has come back this year with London. Is a career .313 hitter for the majors.
As Kush is back out on the mound. That one downstairs, ball 1. And yeah, what a personality. Starling Joseph, incredibly fun guy. I think I mentioned it last week, but when he finally got in with the team, was one of the late ones, one of the latest signings as well. He immediately, when he saw me for the first time, came over, said hey, asked me how I was doing. Just a really, really nice guy on the back end as well. I know it's sometimes tough to find some of the personalities across the CBL. But honestly, this roster top to bottom is filled with a lot of good guys. I know Skylar Janice was talking about how good the chemistry is this season between everyone, and they would love for that. I've heard a couple people compare it very briefly to the 2025 Blue Jays, if anyone understands that reference. So we'll see if it plays out in a similar fashion here in 2026.
Yeah, you can kind of notice it start as we've kind of grown through the season. The 2 exhibition games, obviously, the 2 losses here at home, obviously, they were still trying to build up the chemistry. But I mean, you see it here with the defense and especially the offense as well. As you wouldn't have those 2 runs if it wasn't for the trust in your teammates.
Called strike 3. Starling Joseph not too happy with that one again. Another quick word to the home plate umpire.
Number 28.
That's now the 3rd strikeout for Kush in this one. David Dreyers, left-handed bat, now up in the box. But yeah, you mentioned, honestly, team chemistry can come out across the board. A lot of people think it just happens to do with mentality, how people are in terms of hitting, but it really tracks everywhere. The defense can be impacted by rough team chemistry. The pitching can be impacted. The hitting can be impacted. So obviously that team culture is hugely important to winning ball clubs. That one swung on, fouled back right towards us, hits the netting.
And yeah, I mean, you see it all the time in baseball. Obviously, every team will want the same kind of chemistry. However, some won't, and obviously you will see the differences, especially in their performances. Baseball is all about, although it is more individual stats that are tracked, it is still a team game, and you need all those guys in the dugout.
That one swung on. It's like drought. Dreyers fouled it off himself there, but looks okay. And yeah, baseball, it's a team sport, but it's also all about the little things, I find. The little shifts from at-bat to at-bat, the small, minute changes from pitch to pitch, and thinking about what's in front of you, but also what you've already done, and improving on that as the game continues. 2-2 pitch, a bit upstairs. Full count here for Dreyers. Good battle here so far for him. For Kush, that was his 50th pitch in this one as that swung on and missed. Another strikeout for him. A good battle, but Kush ends up getting the victory there. So back-to-back strikeouts, his 3rd and 4th on the night.
Pretty good at bat from both sides there. You saw Jacob Kush really get at him with that high fastball. Dreyers not exactly expecting that from a pitcher like Kush. However, it did work out in Jacob's favor.
So a quick 2 out here. Jarrett Burney now up, the second baseman for the majors. First pitch in there for a strike. Jarrett Burney 0 for 1 so far. Flew out to center field back in the 2nd inning. 1-0 pitch, swung on. Fouled over towards the right side. First baseman Wilson won't make a play for it there. Trips into the stands. Yet another souvenir for some fans here at Labatt Memorial Park.
And going back to your point, Justin, with the team chemistry, Jarrett Burney is a big part of that. Only coming to the team just this year, as most of them are.
Someone's grounded over towards the second baseman. Quick throw over towards first. And no damage done here. Quick inning for the Guelph Royals. So the Majors still up 2-0 in this one, still tied 3 hits apiece, still a close game, plenty of baseball left, and we'll continue it right after the break. You're watching London Majors Baseball right here on Majors TV.
Get ready, Chatham Kents. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent, all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham Kent, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
Stand out this season with the Jersey Acrylic Trophy, starting at just $15.95. Fully customizable with your team's logo, colors, and player details, and double-sided for twice the impact. A custom plate can be attached to the base deal for keeper awards, participation trophies, or call 1-800-265-1554.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza, using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
Canada's ball teams deserve uniforms built to win. VMS Sportswear delivers custom jerseys, pants, and caps. Level up your look with custom team apparel. Choose your colors. Drop your logo. Own your look. Order now at vmssportswear.ca.
Welcome back here to Labatt Memorial Park. A pretty quick game so far. The Majors up 2-0. So the Guelph Royals back up to bat here. Only J.D. Williams in the box. So he fouls that one off. We'll take a quick chance to look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The Majors and Royals not the only ones playing this evening.
Yeah, one other game tonight is Chatham Kent is in Hamilton right now. They're currently in the bottom of the third. A 1-0 Hamilton lead thanks to an Anderson Feliz RBI single coming in the bottom of the first. They are starting a home-to-home series. They will head to Chatham tomorrow. That game at 7:05.
Some pretty close games here for some Friday night baseball. Majors up 2-0. Cardinals up on the Barnstormers 1-0. As the 0-2 pitch comes in just a bit outside.
It's what's looking like a pretty good weekend of baseball. Obviously, London will be in Brantford again on Sunday. That game will start at 2 o'clock.
So it should be a lot of fun. Any weekend that there's baseball is always a lot of fun across the board. So in this one, we're guaranteed to see J.D. Williams, Matthew Ward, and Drew Donaldson up in the box for the Royals. Travis Keyes now up to 56 pitches here in the top of the fifth. It's the 2-2 count. Swung on, grounded over towards the shortstop there. Routine throw over towards first. Good work by Trent Lenahan to get the scoop there. And that throw a little bit wide on his left side. You just see Scotto put his hand to his chest, almost show a little apology over to Lenahan on the throw, but they come up with it cleanly. Quick out here in the top of the fifth.
A little skill shown from both Escato and Trent Lenahan. Obviously, the scoop from Lenahan to make the play. The nice throw over from Escato.
It's the benefit of having a tall first baseman sometimes, able to stretch out for a few of those plays. That's why I couldn't play first.
It is a big difference. Almost like a Caden Cardoso over there in first.
Good comparisons there between the two. So that'll bring up Matthew Ward. 0-for-1 so far. Strikeout victim back in the third. That one a bit inside. The count even 1-1, one out here. And for a bit of a scorecard update there, the Royals previously had an error on the books. It looks like that's now been changed to a hit for Escato early on. So the Majors now out hitting 4-3 as that one's grounded over towards the shortstop there. Quick throw over towards first. Lenahan moves up till he's blocked and make sure it doesn't go behind him. So that'll be a good single there for Matthew Ward.
Yeah, good job by Ward, able to get on base. no real chance of Escoto making that play, trailing to his right and towards the outfield grass.
Would have been an off-balance throw and attempt no matter what. It looks like the ball almost got a little bit away from him, almost had to double clutch on it, check to make sure he had a good grip on the ball before making that throw to first. And again, yeah, good work by Lenahan to come off the bag, make sure that ball stayed in front of him, not try to make a play there, just keep it safe, keep that runner at first.
And that is one of the more tricky things, trying to find the seams on the baseball, especially on those quick plays.
First pitch to Drew Donaldson upstairs, ball one. So still a tight contest here. Majors up 2-0. Starting to slowly get darker and darker here at Labatt Memorial Park. The lights on in the outfield. And again, still a very great crowd on this kind of brisk May Friday here at Labatt in London, Ontario. Keys on the mound. The 1-0 pitch. That one in there. Called strike, evening things up at 1-1.
Again, late May here in London, you don't really expect to see all these sweaters and jackets. However, seems like everybody's got one on. That is how cold it is here.
It's become essential, to say the least, to still have some few remnants of that spring, almost winter-like wardrobe. As Keys makes a pickoff attempt over at first, not in time. Yeah, it was crazy. I think within the span of a day or two, we went from the first heat warning of the season to then a frost advisory overnight. So it's been crazy drops so far in London. That one dribbled. What a behind-the-back pickup from Travis Keys. They get the out at second. Attempt at first, not in time. What a play by Travis Keys on the mound.
Well, I'm a little speechless from that one. Just got the hand behind him, kind of almost guessing where that ball was gonna go, and got right into the pocket of his gloves.
And in case we haven't relayed that over, that's a really difficult play. I think, to say the least. That is a tough one to ever try and do. A behind the back. Wow, that's an amazing play by Travis Keys there. Really no other words to say about it. Yeah, like you mentioned, both of us were almost a little bit speechless up here in the booth. So great play, 2 outs now here, top of the 5th. So that one's in there, catches the bottom corner of the plate for strike one.
It's one of those plays that you try and do in your backyard, and you try almost
I could never
every
even.
time.
I am nowhere close to being coordinated enough to do a play like that.
I have never come close.
So that's Matthew Ward still over at first base. And 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. That one swung on over towards the left side. The third baseman, Dreyers, shifts over, but it drifts out of play.
Almost looks like a breaking ball that kind of slipped out of the hand of Keys. That went towards almost the top of the zone, but like right in the middle.
Again, plenty of souvenirs going out in this one to a lot of happy fans. One of the benefits of being here at the ballpark. As Ward reaches over towards second. A little high on the throw there. Escoto not quite able to get up there, but good to stop it from hitting the outfield. So a stolen base there for Matthew Ward. Next pitch in from Keys, swung on and missed. Strike 3 called. Keys' 4th strikeout on the night. Great effort from him so far.
Again, limited damage from Travis Keys. You had Drew Donaldson on second. However, Keys never put much thought into him going any further. Just focused on getting the third out of the inning.
So quite an exciting ball game so far. Again, low score, but both teams tied at 4 hits apiece. The Royals getting a few base runners, but just not able to cash them in so far.
Yeah, that was only about Guelph's second runner in scoring position today. Haven't been as aggressive as anyone wanted it to be.
But a good inning so far. Some great defense, clearly, as well. I'll say it every single day that one of the hardest defensive positions is the pitcher. Apart from the catcher, you're the closest one to the batter's box. Your reaction time is milliseconds tighter than any other baseman, infielder in the game. And so for Travis to be able to make that play back in that one, it's impressive, to say the least.
Very impressive. And again, it's something you try and do all the time, and it's never actually able to do it. However, Travis Keys got the hand out just perfectly, was able to read the hop. And
well, we've talked a lot about the routine plays, those fundamental plays that we've seen so far, especially with Keys inducing so much soft contact in this one. That play by Keys was not a routine fundamental play.
Oh, no, not at all. And you have seen the routine plays. They have definitely gotten a lot better for this London team as the chemistry grows. I don't know if you remember, but during the 2 exhibition games that were here in London, there were a couple of errors here and there from our infield, and they've been able to clear those up so far.
And again, that's just part of the learning curve, especially in those exhibition games. You're still just building things up. You're getting up to full strength and seeing how things go. Sometimes just testing different plays as well and mixing up different defensive combinations that you could have. And it looks like the Majors really starting to sharpen things up now that the season is well underway.
They have, and another aspect of it is you're trying to read the field, trying to understand your home field that you are playing at. Obviously, a lot of these players have not played here, at least in the league as well. So none of these 9 stadiums they're used to, and it's a lot different anywhere you go in terms of bounces and balls able to travel.
And so as we shift down to the bottom of the 5th, we're seeing Ryder Hancock in the box right now for the London Majors. Then we'll shift things back to the top of the order. Michael Escato and Jaden Babiak. It looks like we're also seeing a bit of action over in the Royals bullpen as well. That looks like Alfred Vega starting to warm up. Jacob Cush now up to 43 pitches as that one's drilled but well foul. Plenty of power on it. Just looks like he was a bit early on the swing and just flew that over towards right. So still not out here. Majors up 2-0. Both teams tied at 4 hits apiece. As Cush gets set on the mound. That one swung on. Lifted up over towards right field. And the right fielder Castillo able to get underneath it. Makes the out there.
Well, again, a little bit affected by the wind. As that ball just kind of died on its way down the line.
It's very deceiving. I don't know how well it comes up on the broadcast, but yeah, a lot of these hits sound really good off the bat, but yeah, are just drifting, especially over towards center and right field, and just kind of dying out before they hit the fence. Again, you can thank the London, Ontario weather for that here on this kind of brisk, windy Friday night under the lights.
It's just kind of how the weather has been lately. As you said, it's been so random. We've had the heat advisories, we've had the frost advisories, as you said, the tornado as well. A couple of days ago, that was in the north end of London. It's been all over the place here.
For those who don't know, I'm usually a newscaster out in Waterloo, and because it's so close, I've been keeping well up to date on all those shenanigans around that tornado here in town. And I believe it was confirmed that there was a tornado that touched down in the southeast end, just one of those neighboring cities, as Escato strikes out there. Make it 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. But yeah, I believe for those who are familiar with weather patterns and tornadoes, it was an EF1, which is an enhanced Fujita scale 1, essentially. It just means one of the lowest ratings that you can get for a tornado. Not a lot of damage. Luckily, it was on the outskirts, but it was a windy day, a dark day here in London, Ontario, but quite a bit excitement weather-wise. Hope everyone who's watching and was able to make it out to the field today was all right and made it through unscathed in the first tornado across Canada this summer.
So the first one that touched down. It was the second warning we've had in the last couple of weeks as well. Joking around with my family about it is everywhere I go there seems to be a tornado warning. I was about a month ago I was living down in Windsor and there was a warning there. We've had 2 here so far just in this month.
It's always tough. I have family up in the kind of Mount Forest, Clifford area. They live out on a farm, and obviously they've had their fair share of tornado warnings as that one swung on. Grounded over towards the second baseman there. Routine throw over towards first. Great effort there by Geraldo. Made the throw over there by his glove. Didn't even have to throw it with his dominant hand there. And so the Majors, not a whole lot of damage in that one. Score still, right now, Majors sitting 2-0 in this one. 4 hits apiece. And as we shift things over towards the top of the 6th, we'll send it to a quick commercial break here. You're watching the London Majors baseball right here on Majors TV.
Get ready, Chatham Cats. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham Kent, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza. Using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we colliding.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
And welcome back here to Labatt Memorial Park. Thanks so much for joining us. Justin Koehler, Owen Taylor on the call. Evan Fredrickson, our third man on the crew down on field level. Thanks so much for joining us for another exciting Friday night under the lights in London, Ontario. Travis Keyes back on the mound. As Marcus Castillo skies that one over towards right field. Right fielder Zadunik able to get underneath it pretty cleanly. A quick out here in the top of the 6th.
Good read there from Zadunik, just coming in on that one. It's a little more difficult to see the ball with the lights and able to call Bernie off and make the play himself. A quick first out here for Travis Keyes in the 6th.
Yeah, I don't know how many people at home have played under lights like this, especially in an outfield position, but all it takes is that ball drifting just in between you and that light up in the sky, and it can just be blinding, can be tough to square up in terms of getting underneath it and tracking it. As Geraldo drills that one foul, but well right there, good amount of power on that one. But it's tough, especially under the lights. It's great sight-wise, especially for fans, us up in the broadcast booth, and a lot of the players on the field to be able to see what's happening. But all it takes is one to drift in between the sight lines of a fielder and those lights to make it a tougher play than sometimes it needs to be.
Just a little bit. I don't know what positions you played, if you played growing up. However, I was a catcher about every year I played, so I'm not used to it as much. There were not as many pop-ups behind the plate, however, as you said. Oh, it's always difficult in the lights.
I've played third, but I will usually play center. But I've also played the corner position. So I have most of my time in the outfield, so I definitely know how tough it can be to track some of those balls under the lights, especially for some late, I've done a few like 8:30 games, which makes it a little bit tough to track. Used to play third, had a bad injury. I don't play third anymore. It's the hot corner. It's one of the positions I respect the most on the diamond because it can sometimes be a little bit dangerous, but definitely have to be one of the most skilled guys on the infield to play third properly. It's Miguel Geraldo now in the box. 1 for 2 on the night so far. So that one's drilled well up into the skies there. Lenahan making his way foul, but it drifts into the seats. Count remains 0-2.
So you were more of a speed guy then.
Yeah.
Out in center field, you're the leader of the outfield. And
that's what I would put. Usually I was more of a speed threat. Funny enough, I talked with Dylan about this, I think, last week. And yeah, I was definitely more of the quick guy. I could go from first to third to home pretty dang quick. That was what I heavily relied on, that and contact. Power, a little bit less so. Not my biggest strong suit. But yeah, the speed really caters to what a center fielder needs to have in their arsenal. So the count remains 0-2. Crowd here at Labatt Memorial Park getting loud. Would love to see another strikeout on the scorecard. And that one catches the bottom inside part of the plate. Geraldo not too happy, shakes his head at the home plate umpire. But another strikeout for Travis Keys. That's his 5th on the day so far.
What a pitch there from Keys. Able to get it down and in on Geraldo. That's another fastball low in the zone. Those are always the trickiest ones to find.
And I'll always mention it, a lot of these calls that we've seen so far that some of these batters are disagreeing with have been down and inside to these right-handed batters. And in some cases, it could be a little in, it could be a little out. As long as the strike zone is consistent from batter to batter, from team to team, I'm all right with it. Obviously, every umpire is human. The strike zone sometimes a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, depending on who is behind the plate. But as long as they're consistent and it's even between these teams, that's what I care about. So that one goes in, evening the count at 1-1.
As you said, every umpire will have a different zone to them. Some will favor more inside, more outside, and you always got to try and understand it at the start of the game and kind of work your way around that.
That one a bit too far inside, bring the count to 2-1.
Like you said, there's been a more favor to the lower half of the zone.
Especially when Travis, is pounding the bottom of the zone today consistently. That one a bit downstairs, making it 3-1. It definitely starts getting that image in these umpires' heads of, okay, this is going to be the main pitch that I'm seeing tonight. This is probably where the zone is, and then kind of lining it up from there. For anyone who argues with home plate umpires a lot, either on television or live at some of these games, go stand behind the plate. See how difficult it is to try and get this consistently and accurately from batter to batter to pitch to pitch. And Keegan, our production head here, our director, just mentioned, no ABS in the CBL as well, at least not quite yet. We'll see how that changes in the future. But, but yeah, definitely changes things a little bit. You can't really challenge a pitch for these batters.
Might see that in a couple of years, hopefully.
We'll see. Things are always changing in this league, clearly. It's been a very exciting year here in the Canadian Baseball League. Next one swung on, grounded over towards the third baseman. Throw over towards first. Long throw, but pretty accurate there. Dreyer's over to Lenahan. And another clean inning for Travis Keys.
Another 1-2-3 inning from Travis Keys. He's gone through 6 scoreless now. That has been a very strong performance. Only giving up 4 hits. I believe it's about 2 walks, 2 or 3 walks so far today. As he has been good, he's been real aggressive. He's been pumping the zone really well.
And so we're starting to shift things over as we move into the bottom of the third. When I say bottom of the third, what did I just say there? Into the middle of the sixth. Excuse me there. And so as we shift into the middle of the sixth inning, we'll take the opportunity to throw things down over to the third member of our crew, Evan Fredrickson. Evan, what do you got for us today?
Well, Justin, thank you very much. I want to highlight a few things here in a minute. The Majors have had a tough start to their season. 6 of their first 9 games have been on the road, including 2 of their first 3. And also, they have been dominant, 2-1 so far this season. I think we can all agree that they have shown a lot of resilience and perseverance. As Rube Chanderdad says, he's proud of his team, and they're hoping to push it forward. Guys?
Thanks, Evan. Some great notes there. Obviously, yeah. Good road totals so far for the Majors, apart from that tough loss yesterday over in Kitchener at Jack Couch Park. They'd love to keep that trend going so far, as the Majors are in a pretty good spot so far this season.
They are, yes. And having your first game of the year at home, and then what would have been the next 3, however, the Tuesday game against Chatham was postponed due to inclement weather. That will be rescheduled to June 2nd. So this was supposed to be their 5th game of the season, has turned into their 4th. So I'd say the first 4 games, having 2-2 at both at home and on the road, is a nice even start for any team, is going back on the road again for Sunday.
The Royals obviously looking to improve. They've been hit around a little bit in the early goings of their games so far, and currently down 2-0 to the Majors in this one. Again, still a very close game so far, 4 hits apiece, but the Majors just have a bit more timely hitting in this one. So that next pitch swung on and missed.
Has definitely been a stronger performance from Guelph on the defensive side. Again, 26 runs given up through the first 2 games, and only 2 runs given up here through the first 5 innings. As they've been able to make their adjustments from last weekend, and they are working here.
And Jacob Cush back on the mound once again. Thrown 55 pitches so far as Zadunik drills that one over towards right. Castillo able to get underneath it though. No damage done. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
That was a ball that was dropping pretty fast.
Well, Zadunik's at-bats so far have been pretty good. Unfortunately, he hasn't gotten on base, but his hits so far have had really good contact, barreled up the ball, but unfortunately just hit it to the wrong parts of the field so far. So not quite going in his favor, but I think you still got to have a little bit of a smile on your face on just how the quality of that at-bat there. As Eduardo Diolio drills that one deep over towards center. Just a bit in front of the warning track, though. Williams, the center fielder, able to get underneath it. Again, we've mentioned it before, that wind a bit of a factor in today's battle. As that one kind of pulls itself back in.
There's another ball. That is back-to-back where balls are getting caught in the wind. Zadunik's. And then Diolio's there. It looked good off the bat. It's almost looked like it was leaving from where we're sitting.
Oh, it sounded great. And I had the chance to watch Eddie in batting practice earlier. And if you think he sounds good in these live at-bats during a game, when he's just going pitch after pitch after pitch in batting practice, he's just squaring them up and clubbing them over towards center and left center there.
Yes, and his ability to see the ball and the ability to make contact, it's just so amazing to see day in and day out from Eduardo Diolio's.
Obviously a figurehead on this team as Trent Lenahan's now in the box. 2-1 the count. So 2 outs here. Majors still ahead 2-0. No base runners though since back in the 3rd as Lenahan gets that between the shortstop and the 3rd baseman over towards the left field grass. So a base hit for him. I was just about to say, too, that they haven't had someone on base since the 3rd inning. But, of course, as I'm about to say that, Trent Lenahan will like to prove me wrong. So, Majors have 1 on the board here.
Great timing from you there. After 9 straight outs from Jacob Cush, there is Trent Lenahan. That was able to find the hole between 3rd and short. And the first base runner since the 3rd, as you said. And Here comes Starling trying to get on now. He's struck out twice so far.
Yeah, 0 for 2 in this one. Starling would love to contribute offensively in this one. Keep the momentum rolling here for the Majors. First pitch to him. Swung on and missed.
Something we probably shouldn't be too worried about yet. However, Starling Joseph, in his 15 at-bats, he does have 9 strikeouts so far. Not something I would worry about if I was Roop Chanderdad, however. Always something to look into, how he's approaching the at-bats, how he's...
As that one just past the first base glove over towards right field. Lenahan will get held over at second. Starling over at first base. Definitely an aggressive approach, and it looks to have paid off in this one. And now the Majors have 2 base runners.
Back-to-back hits here with 2 away. It's David Dryers now to try and keep this rally moving.
Good opportunity for the Majors here to try and build up some more runs. Still just a 2-0 lead, and it looks like we're going to have a visit on the mound here for the Royals. Jacob Cush now up to 65 pitches.
This mound visit is just to kind of calm down Jacob. Obviously, the back-to-back hits aren't the best to see, especially as you're trying to get out of what was a quick inning. You had back-to-back outs almost like that to start this inning. However, a little trouble here, and
might just be a bit of an opportunity for him to regroup a little bit. Looks like Alfred Vega warming up a little bit more actively in the Royals bullpen. Another base runner. We might see a change here in the bottom of the 6th. But so far, both these pitchers have been fairly efficient. 6 hits so far for the Majors. 2 runs, Cush giving up 1 walk, but striking out 5 so far. First pitch drilled up into the sky there. The third baseman, Donaldson, able to get underneath it. And Cush escapes a potentially dangerous situation here. Score still 2-0 here for the Majors. And so with that, as we start getting ready to push into the 7th inning here, we'll take a quick commercial break. You're watching London Majors taking on the Guelph Royals here at Labatt Memorial Park, right here on Majors TV.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza. Using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we collide.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Get ready, Chatham Cats. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent, all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham Kent, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
Canada's ball teams deserve uniforms built to win. VMS Sportswear delivers custom jerseys, pants, and caps. Level up your look with custom team apparel. Choose your colors. Drop your logo. Own your look. Order now at vmssportswear.ca.
And welcome back to Labatt Memorial Park. London Majors leading the Guelph Royals right now 2-0. Out hitting as well, 6-4. It looks like Travis Keys will be back on the mound again, but we're starting to see some action in both bullpens right now. Owen, yeah, we're seeing might see some pitching changes over the course of the next inning or so.
Yes, you might. Obviously, something to look forward to is to see if Roop Chanderdad will keep Keys in for the entire inning, I believe. I feel like with a little bit of trouble, and in will come Zachary Laird, who you see on screen now, warming up in the London bullpen. And then on the Guelph side, it's Alfred Vega is currently warming up in the Guelph bullpen as well. His only appearance has come in the season opener versus Chatham.
We'll see if he ends up coming in the bottom of the 7th. Right now here, Travis Keys still in for the majors. That was his 74th pitch on the night so far. And while we have a chance with the Royals up to bat, probably give a good shout out to Dino Ramel, the general manager for the Guelph Royals. Was just inducted into the Guelph Hall of Fame this week and announced that this will be his last season with the team. Will be retiring at the end of the year. Great career for him so far. Great work from him, obviously beloved in the city of Guelph. Big shout out to him. Just wanted to make sure that we had his name thrown into the broadcast today. Going to be a different league without him here in the CBL. Is that pitch just a bit upstairs?
A legendary manager, as some might say.
Definitely a few of those managers in this league with a good amount of pedigree and some good veteran experience from the Intercounty Baseball League here into the Canadian Baseball League. So that pitch just a bit inside, evening things up at 2-2.
That's what's so good about this league, is how quick it's growing and how noticeable some of these players even are as well on their respectful teams.
And that one goes over towards right field, touches the grass. Zadunik able to get it in pretty quick, but a hit to start things off for the Royals. Garrett Takamatsu now over on first base.
Good piece of hitting there. That'll be his 5th hit of the season.
1 for 3 on the night so far for him, so happy to be on base. Royals showing a bit of life here in the top of the 7th. And that'll bring up Davis Nadal.
As again, going back to that approach from earlier on in this game, letting the ball travel and trying to push it the other way against Keys.
Squares up to bunt. That one goes down the first base line. Just drifts out, though. Keys makes sure to give it a little bit of a nudge so it stays foul, doesn't roll back in. So Takamatsu and Nadal will make their way back over towards first and home plate, respectively. But almost a really, really good bunt attempt there. That stayed right down that first base line for a good little chunk there. If it just stayed fair, that would have been a real dangerous bunt attempt.
Yes, it would have. I believe it just caught a little bit of the grass as well, unfortunately, and that's what kind of took it off course and into foul ground.
That's all it takes sometimes. Even a couple blades of grass can shift those foul.
One little bounce and...
So the 0-1 pitch coming in, squares up to bunt again. That one goes over towards Keys, picks it up, makes the throw towards first. A quick one there, real dicey, but Major's able to get the out at first base. Takamatsu now over at second. So good sacrifice bunt there from Davis Nadal.
A lot closer than I believe that Keys would have liked.
It looked like he almost, I don't know if he bobbled it or just didn't get a good grip of it, but it looks like Keys had to hold onto that ball a little longer than he would have liked to, making it a little bit dicey at first. Obviously, you saw Lenahan give the little the little movement there, the fist up, just to show how happy he was with that play. But so the Royals now have a runner in scoring position. That's Nadal out there, and J.D. Williams now in the box. That one right down the middle for strike one.
Again, Keys is just trying to get out of this inning as quick as he can.
Again, both teams have pitchers up in the bullpen starting to warm up. Keys would love to get out of this one unscathed as that one clips the outer edge of the zone. 0-2.
That is a pitch we have not seen a lot today from Travis Keys. A little backdoor breaking ball. Kind of fooled J.D. Williams there. Keys is in a perfect spot for this pitch.
It's a great pitch. Like you mentioned, we haven't seen a lot of those so far in today's matchup. As Keys looks back over towards second, holds the runner on, and swing and a miss. It's Keys' 6th strikeout of the game so far. Again, we mentioned it pretty early on, but not a big strikeout arm from Keys. Like we said, he gets a lot of soft contact, a lot of grounders to the infield, relying on the defense, but he's really starting to rack him up in this one. Like I mentioned, 6 strikeouts in the contest so far.
Yes, he is. And again, as we said earlier, only 3 in his last appearance, so able to double that number up. And he has just been exceptional today at controlling the strike zone and controlling it. How he's approaching every single at bat is.
First pitch to Matthew Ward, swung on, fouled back.
It seems like every time there's a different batter up, Keys always has the advantage, even before a pitch is even thrown.
What a good effort all around from him so far. Obviously, great pitch mix. Obviously, hasn't given up a run yet so far. We saw that great defensive play a couple innings ago as well. What a well-rounded effort from Travis Keys so far. It's the count 0-1 on Matthew Ward, the catcher in this one. 2 outs here, top of 7. Runner over at second base. It's Garrett Takamatsu there. Next pitch swung on. Well hit, but just foul. First base umpire having to almost duck out of the way of that one. So some good contact so far. Ward staying alive. The Royals still have a little bit of life. Would love to get that first run on the board, especially now as we shift in towards the later innings of this game. Keys now up to 83 pitches. The 0-2 swung on and hit well, but well foul down the first base side.
Right over towards that first base concession stand.
Always a bit of a dangerous spot. You know, there's always a lineup over at that particular concession stand for anyone who's been here to Labatt Memorial Park.
Seems there's lineups there almost all throughout the game, and every foul ball you see go over these bleachers, you think, well, if it comes down the third base line,
swung on, drilled over towards right center. The center fielder Hancock able to get over there, just not able to come up with it cleanly. Makes the throw towards second base, and it looks like they're going to get that out. Matthew Ward tries to stretch a single into a double.
However, the run will score.
So the Royals officially on the board, but a tough play for them. The score now 2-1. Majors still leading and out hitting the Royals 6-5. An exciting game so far.
A very strong outing for Keys. He goes 7. Only giving up a run.
And again, hope everyone's having a great Friday so far, wherever you are. And as we shift here into the middle of the 7th inning, one of the most beloved parts of this game is the kids running around the bases. So what an opportunity to give you a little bit of a POV of that experience. The kids running around, a little bit of tumbles there as they make their way over towards the first base bag. They round it over towards second. Good difference in speed from all these base runners here as we round second base on our way over towards third. Another tumble over at the third base bag. Just 90 feet separating these kids from a run at home. They make their way there, and they touch home plate. What an effort from all the kids running the bases here. One of my favorite parts of the ball game. Always a lot of fun.
It is always amazing to watch. There is nothing at stake. There is nothing to be won for any of those kids. However, they all push each other around as if there is a prize to get.
It's the bragging rights. That's the big win at the end of the day.
That might be what it is, yes.
Always a lot of fun. A great time here at Labatt Memorial Park. And thanks for sticking with us, whether you're watching here live at Labatt or watching through CBL TV or Majors TV as well on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us. If you're watching us on YouTube, would love to know where you're watching from. Obviously, fans all across the board, whether it be right here in southwestern Ontario, northern Ontario, or some of the other provinces and territories, even further in some cases. So thank you so much for tuning in with us for this Friday night action. Again, I'm Justin Koehler on the call with Owen Taylor and Evan Frederickson, our third man on deck here down at field level. Thanks so much for spending your Friday night under the lights with us.
New pitcher here for Guelph as Jacob Cush's night ends after 6 innings.
Jarrett Burney in the box there. Tough one for him. Everyone's going to make sure he's okay. As that one actually goes back, hits the home plate umpire. He's down on his knees right now. Tough play there. Rube Chanderdat right beside there. All the umpires come in.
They'll have the trainer come out.
Got a dangerous spot there. Sometimes all it takes is a tough pitch going in the wrong direction to clip someone. Hope everyone's okay. Some of the majors checking in on Jarrett Burney, making sure he's all good.
Caught him about in the collarbone.
Again, that's James Deacon, who's the home plate umpire in this one. He's still down on the field right now.
That was an up and in fastball by Alfred Vega. That was Burney had gotten out of the way. However, I don't believe Matthew Ward was exactly ready to reach out as far as.
So all the umpires crowded around home plate right now. Roop Chanderdat, Victor Payano up there as well beside them. And so we'll take this time, as everyone is checking on James Deacon, the home plate umpire, we'll take a quick opportunity to throw to a commercial break. We'll be back here in just a moment. You're watching London Majors Baseball here on Majors TV.
Get ready, Chatham Kents. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham Kent, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza. Using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5 or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed on every level of the home.
Install working CO alarms today.
It's the law.
Get ready, Chatham Kents. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham Kent, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
Welcome back here to Labatt Memorial Park. Everyone's still checking in, making sure the home plate umpire James Deacon is all right. Alfred Vega in. First pitch he threw was a little bit inside as Jarrett Burney squared up to bunt, had to duck out of the way, and him ducking out of the way, that pitch actually just kept carrying forward and looked like it appeared to have hit the home plate umpire in the collarbone or the shoulder and went right down. So very dangerous play, but luckily it looks like he's okay. He should still stay in the game. Got a nice little applause here from the crowd at Labatt Memorial Park. Looks like we might get a few warm-up pitches for Vega here. Obviously a little bit of a delay to his outing right now, but glad everyone's okay.
He will just take a quick breather. A scary play there to start the inning.
When a ball like that can hurt when it's actually on a beefy muscle in sometimes, you know, like a thigh or forearm, anything like that. But when it's right to your shoulder, to a collarbone, I don't know if anyone's experienced that at home. It is not fun. It hurts like crazy, can do a lot of damage, especially with how fast these pitchers are throwing the ball. So glad everyone's okay and everyone's safe. And we'll get back into the ball game here. The 1-0 pitch downstairs. Out of the glove of Ward there.
The chest protector for Deacon as well as little added support. However, you will still feel that in the morning.
That next pitch just a bit inside, so count now 3-0. And yeah, plenty of protections, especially for the umpires and the catchers, but things do happen. It cannot be perfect. You cannot protect everywhere consistently. That pitch in the zone, strike one. It's count now 3-1. So things will happen, but glad everyone is safe.
Yes.
Next pitch downstairs. Jared Burney will take a walk over towards the first base bag. Obviously, like we've mentioned, it is a little brisk here in London, Ontario. Windy. It's definitely tough conditions, not optimal by any means for these pitchers. Vega just not quite able to find the strike zone consistently in that one, giving the Majors their first base runner of the inning.
Yeah, the weather will kind of change the way a pitcher's control will look. As the colder it gets, the less kind of grip you have on the baseball.
Ryder Hancock squares to bunt there, pulls back, ball one.
Seeing both London and Guelph really leaning into this small ball approach. We've seen a lot of bunt attempts so far.
I love small ball. I don't know about you, but small ball I almost prefer over the long ball.
I was more of a power chaser and
squares up to bunt again. That one well upstairs. Might have been a pitch out on the play, but no throw made as Jared Burney still over at first. But no, you have to be incredibly coordinated to pull off a small ball strategy consistently throughout a team. Obviously, a home run is spectacular. Everyone loves a good home run, but it takes a lot of team coordination to be able to pull it off from the top of the lineup to the bottom and keep that momentum rolling from batter to batter.
Yeah, that's the team that both co-owners Scott Dart and Roop Channer have kind of made here. They made a team that can do both and be successful both ways. That one hit him.
So Ryder Hancock hit by the pitch there. He'll make his way down over towards first. Made a good healthy jaunt over towards first, so it looks like he's okay. No damage done. But Vega a little bit wide on some of these pitches. Almost hit Burney inside on the one. Hits Hancock on the next one.
We will get a quick mound visit just to calm Vega down. It wasn't the start he was looking for at all. Obviously, the unfortunate outcome of the first pitch of the inning hitting James Deacon, and I believe that kind of startled everybody up here at the ballpark, and not pleasant. However, the mound visit trying to just calm him down a little bit.
And I think with that hit by pitch as well, Ryder Hancock has now been hit the most of any batter in the CBL so far. That's his third time getting hit by a pitch already, and the season is still quite young in this one. So a real trooper over there standing at first. Still none out here, bottom seven. Majors leading 2-1. First pitch, squaring up to bunt again. That one goes right back. A lot of lift on that bunt attempt there. Michael Escato now in the box. He's 2 for 3 on the night so far. Came around to score back in the third.
Just a little under that bunt attempt.
Stolen base for him on the night. Already scoring to bunt in the box. Pulls back, but that one in the zone. Strike 2. So again, that's Bernie over at second. Hancock now at first. Both on via the walk or hit by pitch. So we enter into a dangerous part of the majors order here with a runner in scoring position. Escato, Babiak, and Zadunik coming up next. Next pitch to him. Hold back on it. Runners look to advance on that one, and both runners move up 90 feet. Jarrett Burney now over at third. Ryder Hancock at second. A double steal attempt there. Might have been looking. And it looks like they're saying that Escato went around on the pitch. Looks like they made the peel over to the first base coach. Held up his fist. Escato clearly not happy with the call. Very delayed call on that one. A late appeal as well.
Nobody was really expecting that. Everyone was kind of focused on now the two runners in scoring position, that nobody really noticed that Escato had been run, or had been rung up, sorry.
Definitely delayed call there, but the majors still benefiting a bit here. Two runners in scoring position. And we'll bring up Jaden Babiak here. So the count 0-1 right now. Alfred Vega on the mound. First pitch to him, off speed. Tries to get the top of the zone. Doesn't make it quite there, though.
We've got the bananas in the stands.
I was wondering what that was. They're almost, for those who don't know our little layout right here, there's a bit of a brick wall to my left, kind of in the direction of left field. But good eyes on you to see that, as that one's drilled over towards left field. That one touches the grass. That's going to score 1. Majors trying to make it 2 here as the throw at the plate. That one gets him. But still an RBI double there off the bat of Jaden Babiak.
Good hit there by Babiak. However, a better play by Dos Santos and Nadal. Nadal with the relay to the plate. And actually, that was Drew Donaldson making the play, actually.
Good relay from him. Good speed to get that in. Majors might have been hoping that they would have tried to make that play over at second rather than the play at home. But they'll still add another run on the board, widening things to a 3-1 lead for the Majors, and a runner still in scoring position. Jaden Babiak, what a night for him so far, huh?
He has been hot today.
He's driven in every run of this ball game so far. First pitch to Zadunik, not quite in there. Ball 1.
So if you recall, he wasn't in the starting lineup today. However, did come in after the first inning. Roberto Caro.
So that one's drilled deep towards center field. The center fielder Williams able to get underneath it, though. But the Majors get a little bit of damage done off the bat of Jaden Babiak. A 3-1 lead right now, out hitting the Royals 7-6. We'll turn things over to a quick commercial break. We'll be back with you in just a quick moment. You're watching the London Majors here on Majors TV.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza. Using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we collide.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
Get ready, Chatham Kents. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham Kents, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
And welcome back to Labatt Memorial Park. A little bit of a chilly night here in London, Ontario. Thank you so much for joining us. The Majors right now lead 3-1, out hitting the Royals 7-6. A tight contest so far. And two real standout players so far for the Majors, Travis Keys and Jaden Babiak. But it looks like Travis Keys' time will be done so far. So we're going to have a pitching change. Zach Laird now into the ball game. Left-handed reliever in. But a great effort so far for the Majors. Hard not to love what Travis Keys has done in this one so far. Obviously great pitching, limiting the runs here in this one. Just one earned run, 6 hits, but 6 strikeouts as well. And you can't bring up his evening without bringing up that great defensive play as well. So great night for him. Great night for Jaden Babiak as well. Owen mentioned it a little bit earlier. Jaden Babiak was not in the starting lineup. Roberto Caro was in. Ended up getting taken out after the first inning, and there was a defensive change. Still no update quite here yet as to why that happened. Likely a possible injury. We'll try and get you some updates if we can. So we'll be seeing Matthew Ward, Drew Donaldson, and then back to the top of the lineup here for the Guelph Royals. Zach Laird ready on the bump, first pitch. That one in there for a strike. Excuse me, Drew Donaldson up in this one, so we'll be seeing him, Ryan Dos Santos, and Marcus Castillo as well. The count 0-1. That one swung on. Grounded foul down the first base side. So pretty quick game here so far for the London Majors. Just about 9:17 right now here in the box, and we're already pushing into the 8th inning.
It has been very quick here today.
That one, strike 3. Swing and a miss there. First strikeout. Quick one there for Zach Laird. So that'll turn things back over to the top of the lineup for the Guelph Royals. Ryan Dos Santos up. 0 for 3 on the night so far. 2 groundouts and a strikeout back in the 5th. And the Majors have been able to cash in on a lot of key hits and key runs so far. Just 1 hit over the Royals so far.
Would also like to mention, on my way back up here just now, I ran into the guy in the banana costume. He was telling me the reasoning for it. He actually has the 38 on both the front and back. He has worn it in honor of Skylar Janice, actually. And the very bright yellow shoes he has.
I always get to talking to Skylar Janice about his sneaker game. Some incredible sneakers, especially at some of the meet and greets we did before the season got underway. So that one grounded, but ricochets right off the glove of Diolio. He takes his hand out of the glove, flexing it a little bit, just making sure he's okay there. Might have clipped him on the way over as it ricocheted back, shaking it around a little bit behind the plate.
And as you were talking about with Skylar, one of the more stylish players in the league, I would say.
You can definitely say that again. I don't know how familiar everyone listening is with a good amount of sneakers, but I know he definitely has a few Jordans. He's got some really nice cleats. He's got some LeBrons as well. I've seen him wear a couple nice flashy ones, some almost floral-themed ones at one of those meet and greets before the season got underway. I'll always go over and compliment him anytime I see him with some nice sneakers. So that one's fouled back right off Diolio.
Hits Diolio in the mask.
Home plate umpire going to take a little trot over to the mound, give Diolio a little bit of a breather. More action behind the plate than we might rather like to see tonight. He's obviously the home plate umpire, caught one in the shoulder. Diolio looks like he just caught one there.
Everyone behind the plate getting banged up today.
Tough place to be right now here in London. And obviously, I think the weather is also not contributing very well because it's cold. Sometimes an injury like that, getting a ball to the shoulder, getting hurt even more than you think it would just because of how chilly it is here in London.
So it's not pretty. Getting a
2-2 pitch swung on, skied up in the air. Few men getting underneath. It looks like it'll be the third baseman, Dreyers. Able to get underneath it, get that quick second out for the Majors. Seen a few of those today. A couple rockets right up in the sky. Good job on Dreyers to call for it, though. Obviously, some of those pop-ups like that can be a little bit dicey when you have, especially the shortstop, the third baseman, the left fielder, all starting to branch into the same spot. So good job calling it there. That'll bring up Marcus Castillo. 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch called strike. Laird very efficient so far. Next pitch coming in. Catches the zone, strike 2. That was a great pitch. That really caters to his repertoire as well. Very much a fastball up in the zone, off speed down in the zone, trying to adjust the eye levels of these batters in the box.
You can see Laird is really pumped up here.
Love that passion out of him. Tries to drop a little off-speed pitch top of the zone. I've said that multiple times before. My favorite pitch is a curveball upstairs.
And Laird is able to do it perfectly. As we've seen so far this season, he's played in nearly every game so far here for London and has yet to give up a run as well, Justin.
Been incredibly sharp in these early goings. The 1-2 pitch swung on, fouled back, skied up, but going to drift all the way behind the stands here at Labatt Memorial Park.
Laird has had 6 scoreless innings so far this season, looking for his 7th now.
I mentioned it the last time the Majors played at home, but Laird has what's called a slingshot delivery. At least that's how he describes it. Able to get a bit more oomph on the pitch there. As that one swung on and missed. So 3 up, 3 down, 2 strikeouts in the inning for Zach Laird, continuing his great show here in 2026.
Another strong outing for Zach Laird. He has really been dominating so far for London. As we have a new pitcher here for the Guelph Royals. As we begin the bottom of the 8th inning. As the new pitcher will be Andrew Case. Has not pitched yet this season. Oh, actually, I didn't pop up initially. He has 3 innings so far this season, has yet to give up a run. Gave up 4 hits, has 3 strikeouts in those 3 innings.
I was talking to Rube Chanderdad about the CBL website, which is now a kind of corrugated place where it keeps all these stats from game to game to game. Obviously, it's a very early start to the season, and the first time that the league has really kind of condensed everything into one source like this. So with that, sometimes there's a little bit of issues there. I was trying to check some of the scores from last night and the box score early this morning. I get into work in Waterloo at about 5 a.m. and things hadn't quite updated yet. And I think there's still a couple aspects that haven't quite been updated. But obviously, it's a great system. I was talking to Dylan about it last week. He loves having all that access to stats. I'm sure everyone at home who's really big into the figures and the numbers of the CBL really appreciates having all those numbers there.
I am one of those people.
All the time, pretty much anyone I talk to who's up in the box at least has some passion for the numbers and the statistics of baseball.
It's such an interesting thing to look at. It's just, I don't know. It's always the numbers that are so amazing to me. Speaking about the CBL website and how everything is in one spot, I'd like to take you guys over to Hamilton, where the Cardinals now have a 6-0 lead over the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers in the top of the 6th. As Tyler Duncan has actually come around to score 3 times already. Twice by Anderson Feliz, both on RBI singles. Once by Darlin Herman with a single to left field. That was a 2 RBI single. As well as a Yoti Pena and Angel Guerrero.
Eduardo Diolio pops that one up over towards the second baseman. That's Geraldo over there. Quick out here in the bottom of the 8th. Yeah, I love it when there's a few different games here for some Friday night baseball. Obviously, the Majors playing the Royals, the Cardinals ahead of the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. It's been great. I was waiting months to say that baseball is back here in the province and for the CBL. I love it. It's always a great environment here at Labatt Memorial Park on these Friday nights for these Majors games.
Yes, it is always amazing, and I was unfortunate to not be here for the ending of last season in the eventual sweep by the Guelph Royals. But it's great to be back. I've been to all 4 games here in London so far, and let me say that the atmosphere has been electric. Every fan is just excited to be here.
And always a lot of fun. Obviously, those 4 games, including the 2 exhibition games before the season got underway here at Labatt Memorial Park. As Trent Lenahan swings and misses there. So Case able to get 2 outs pretty quick here in the bottom of the 8th. So I'll turn things over to Starling Joseph. 1 for 3 on the night, a single in his last at-bat. Very, very productive for the Majors on the season so far.
We see the 50-50 winner for today's game.
Great win there. 50-50, always going to a great cause, and always love seeing the winners there. Y'all honestly don't get to see that too often, but congratulations to him as Starling Joseph grounds that one over towards the shortstop. Quick throw over towards first, just out of the reach of the first baseman, Wilson. So good hit from Joseph there. We'll be able to stay on. Wilson doing the obligatory check to see if Joseph maybe made a little bit of a turn, but the first base umpire not giving them the call. So Starling Joseph safe over at first.
Joseph did look over at second for just after the play went back to the wall. Elected not to try it. That was Matthew Ward able to cover for Liam Wilson. And a man on here after 2 quick outs from Andrew Case.
And a tough play. I believe that's been ruled as an error on the throw there over towards the first base side.
So that will be an E6. That is Davis Nadal.
The Majors still threatening here late in the game. Joseph over on first. David Dreyer's now in the box, the left-handed batter. Joseph, a quick turn. Bit of a hit-and-run strategy once again here for the Majors, but he'll shuffle his way back over towards first. Dreyer's 1 for 3 on the night. A single back in the second, a strikeout in the 4th, and a pop-up back in the 6th inning. Case very efficient so far. That one swung on, fouled down the first base side. Majors would love to tack on a few runs. Try and widen the lead here.
Still looking for some more insurance.
Trayer set in the box, pitch to him upstairs. Quick throw over towards second base. Sterling Joseph out on the play there. Great effort from Ward. And the second baseman Geraldo there to get Joseph. Just not able to get there quite in time. Not quite as snappy of a jump as he might have liked. And so that'll turn things back over. We'll shift things towards the top of the 9th inning. This game really going by quick and really going by fast. So into the late innings. One more inning to go here at Labatt Memorial Park. You're watching London Majors baseball right here on Majors TV.
Right at the corner of Warncliffe and Emery, Ellie's Pizzeria is your neighborhood spot for real, handcrafted pizza, using locally sourced flour for their dough and fresh ingredients from local farms for incredible flavor in every bite. Stop in before 3 p.m. for a slice and a pop for just $5, or 2 for $9. Ellie's Pizzeria, made local, made right.
We got this, united, step it up, keep on thriving, we trying, keep shining, living in a world where we colliding.
When we're together, amazing things happen. Feel what it means to be greater together.
And welcome back here to Labatt Memorial Park. Got a little peek of that pitching change before we went to that commercial break. Skylar Janice now on the mound. Looking for his 3rd save of the season so far.
2 for 2 so far. 6 strikeouts in those 2 innings.
That one swung on, fouled right into the seats. Looks like everyone's okay there, but a hot shot. Hope everyone's all right. Looks like might have been a broken bat on the play. Miguel Geraldo is in the box. Look like he's going to go swap out some lumber. What a hot shot. Majors leading 3-1 right now. Great opportunity for them to still try and come back here in the 9th.
Unfortunately, Guelph's offense just hasn't found that spark just yet. They're still looking for it. It will come to them, hopefully sooner rather than later.
And again, on the score sheet, both these teams fairly close. The Majors just out hitting them 7-6. The Royals have 1 error on the board. A couple dicey plays early on, I think, costed a bit of momentum for the Royals. They just haven't been able to fully recover them, not able to string together some consistent hits. That one brings the count to 1-1. Still none out here, top 9. The 1-1 pitch. Downstairs, ball 2. Gets away from Diolio. You mentioned those yellow cleats earlier. Meshing with the purple socks. What a combination for Skylar Janice to have on the mound.
It is a interesting set of colors.
Swung on, skied up there. Left fielder Babiak able to get underneath it though. Plenty of power on the bat, but just a whole lot of lift. And suddenly the Majors just have 2 outs left between them and another victory here at Labatt Memorial Park.
Might be the loudest out we've had so far today.
You're right, that one sounded great off the bat, but yeah, quite a bit of lift. The wind likely not helping today as well. So that'll bring up Liam Wilson. 0 for 3 on the night so far. A couple flyouts and a ground out back in the 6th. And the Royals looking for a little bit of momentum towards the end of the game. First pitch to him a bit inside, ball 1.
Seems no matter where I look in the stands, I can always see the banana out there. just up the third base line, up on the bleachers, you can see him. Hopefully we can get a look at him again.
And again, you mentioned they were here as a little bit of nod to Janice's cleats. So a bit of a connection there. The 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. We'll bring the count in Janice's favor, 1-2. Crowd starting to get a bit loud here at Labatt. So he's getting into the tail end of this matchup. And the 1-2. Swung on, fouled way back behind the seats over and right.
A great protect swing there from Liam Wilson.
Yeah, good battle there. Looked like his intention was almost to just foul it off, especially on those close pitches. Oh, and there we go. There's a shot of the Banana Man down the third base side. What a beard, too. How have we not brought that up yet? What a beard on the Banana. That one's swung on, grounded over towards the shortstop. Quick throw over towards first. And just 1 out remaining between the Majors. Another win, and Skylar Janice and his third close save of the season.
I believe this Banana should be our player of the game. He has, I believe he's lit a spark in Janice here.
Oh, he's got to have.
That is back-to-back outs for Janice. Garrett Takamatsu now as the last chance here for the Royals.
Still a dangerous player up to bat. Takamatsu, one of the best in the league right now. First pitch to him, a bit inside, ball 1. Takamatsu 1 for 3 on the night. There's a single back in the 7th. He's the 1 run so far that the Royals have scored so far as well. And that one swung on, grounded over towards the third baseman. The throw over to first, and that's the ball game. Skylar Janice gets his third save, and the Majors take it 3-1. What an effort all around between the two teams here. Again, very even on the score sheet. Majors out-hit the Royals 7-6. But the timely hitting of those hits is the big difference maker here between the Majors and the Royals.
Yeah, it was a great performance all around here from London. It comes from either the 7 innings from Travis Keys with only 1 run given up, or Jaden Babiuk as well, the 3 RBIs today.
2 incredible standout performances. Hard to pick one for sure to get that player of the game nod, but a lot to choose from. We'd love to know your thoughts if you're listening to us and watching us live on Majors TV on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
We will try and figure out who our player of the game will be.
Again, like we mentioned, a very tough call. Keys was standout pitching-wise. Plenty of strikeouts, limiting the hits, limiting the damage as well. And that great defensive play as well. What an impressive show from Travis Keys. But then how do you count out Jaden Babiuk as well?
It is very difficult to count him out. He was ultimately the reason that the Majors took the victory. His 2 hits and 3 RBIs were helpful. However, Travis was as well, I believe, that we are looking at.
So an impressive show all around. Again, a big shout out to the Royals. A very competitive match from the start to the end. And we'll shift things over to the third man of our crew, Evan Fredrickson. He's down at field level with tonight's player of the game.
All right, I'm here with the player of the game, Jaden Babick. How are you feeling, man?
I feel awesome, got the win, and it's get a win in front of the home fans.
You had 3 hits in the game. What was going through your head in one of those at bats? What was your mindset going into it?
I mean, I had a coach who used to tell me infield tight, hitter's delight, so I just put it over him or through him or something like that. We've been working out it a lot in batting practice, so I had to deliver.
And lastly, you guys are now back on the win column. You're 3-1 going back on the road. What do you guys have to do to keep that positive momentum going?
Yeah, I mean, pitching staff's been fantastic. We're getting timely hitting. Just putting a full game together, a full 9 innings together, and we're a really hard team to beat.
Jaden, congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Congratulations. Back to you guys.
So what a night here at Labatt Memorial Park. A whole lot of fun. Again, the Majors end up coming out with it 3-1 here, but yeah, what a competitive showing between these two teams.
Yeah, it was just a great effort overall from everybody. You know, you have the pitching duel, was what it almost looked like here between Keys and Cush, and then you have the offense from London as well, and the defense from both sides as well. Everyone played a part in this game, and obviously with how low the score was, it doesn't really seem that way. However, you can see everybody made an effort, and that's the reason London got the win today.
So Travis Keys will get the win in this one. Skylar Janice, the big save as well. And player of the game had to have gone to Jaden Babiak there. Impressive showing across the board. Again, I'm Justin Koehler. Thank you so much for joining us. Joined by Owen Taylor, Evan Fredrickson down on field level as well. Have a great Friday night. We'll see you at our next home game here at Labatt Memorial Park. You're watching London Majors right here on Majors TV.